At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Welcome
Welcome in to Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, SiriusXM, Channel 375, all of our great radio affiliates around the country. I'm Chris Bleck along with Adam Abdalla, broadcasting live from downtown Chicago on the air until 3 Eastern. If you want to join the show today, you can call or text the show at 310-840-4910. Now, in the last couple weeks, there have been two major NFL stories that it seems like each day that passes, there's a new breadcrumb that trickles out. There's two of them. One we'll get to a little later. It has to do with a boat. Apparently, the new information is that there's a boat in play with one of the stories. We'll get to that in a little bit. There's a boat in play, Abdalla. The other story actually has some consequence on the field, and that's Aaron Rodgers reportedly will be heading to Pittsburgh for tomorrow in the weekend. And it sounds as if a decision will finally be made for Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers for this upcoming season.
What is he going by horse? He's heading there now. He's not going to get there till Friday.
Yes.
Get on a plane, buddy. We got there. The flight from Chicago to Pittsburgh was an hour and 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
How long? Where is he? Well, what hole is he in?
He's in an ayahuasca hole somewhere deep in the jungle.
So he's got to sober up.
Yes.
He's got to, when you do ayahuasca,
okay,
you throw up both ends. Vacate.
Is that what it's called when it comes out the backside?
Well,
it's a throw up?
I just said you vacate both ends,
yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
So he's got to clean up. He's got to get on that horse, apparently, because it takes a day to get to Pittsburgh from wherever he is. And then he's going to meet. I thought it was 2026. You can get anywhere in like a few hours.
You're right.
Why is this waiting until he should be in Pittsburgh now? He should have been in Pittsburgh a month ago.
What if he has to caulk the wagon to get over?
What? He has to what now?
Isn't that what they say in the Oregon Trail?
I have no idea.
The video game, don't they have to? And then they try and float across the river?
I don't know what he has to do.
I always died when I did that.
Well, there's three of them in Pittsburgh. So
do you remember the Oregon Trail of playing the video game, the computer game when you were a kid?
I always got dysentery.
But right, it's that or the entire wagon drowns because you didn't float across the river correctly.
Yeah, I never made it that far.
No one had the money to get on the ferry.
No, getting on the ferry.
Never.
Well, he does. So he's going to get to Pittsburgh at some point on Friday and meet with the Steelers. And the reports is that he is going to sign a deal at some point this weekend. And our long national Aaron Rodgers nightmare will be over. And Aaron Rodgers will sign just in time for the off-season training program.
Yeah, for OTAs later this month. All right, so let's listen in 93.7 The Fan in Pittsburgh. This is the information that has kind of set the NFL world ablaze today. Aaron Rodgers is expecting to come into Pittsburgh and to sign this weekend.
Aaron Rodgers expected to be in town tonight with the expectation of him signing this weekend. This is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
This is the real thing, folks.
Yep.
Not speculation. This is what we have been told and sticking to it. This weekend should be Rodgers' weekend in Pittsburgh.
So that's Adam Crowley from 93.7 The Fan in Pittsburgh. Boy.
Rodgers weekend.
I'll tell you what. I think draft weekend was a better weekend for people in Pittsburgh.
Are they celebrating this?
I don't know if Rodgers weekend has the same. Hey, do you think that those who are trying to attend Rodgers weekend, is it the same blue dot flu that some of the recording artists around the country are dealing with? Have you seen these stories?
Yeah.
That like Jelly Roll and Post Malone, that no one's buying the tickets to their concerts, so they're canceling their entire tours.
I think
they're calling it blue dot fever because when you go to Ticketmaster or whatever, you see all the blue dots of available seats.
Yeah.
Do you think that would be the same for Rodgers Fest?
Well, I've told this story a few times. When we were in Pittsburgh for the draft a few weeks ago, we saw thousands and thousands of Pittsburgh Steeler jerseys. And
Hall of Famers, legendary players.
Yeah, and they've got a bunch of current great players, too. We saw a bunch of DK Metcalf jerseys. We saw a ton of great players. And I'm not exaggerating, not a single, not one Aaron Rodgers jersey, nothing. Not a single Aaron Rodgers jersey. So calling it Rodgers Day and this day of celebration, I don't know, Pittsburgh fans. Let us know if we're wrong. But this doesn't seem like a day of celebration. This seems like another day to go just above or below 500 again to celebrate mediocrity, if that's what you want to do.
Charting much of the same.
Exactly.
That's what this feels like. It feels like a team that's getting a new head coach, but it does not feel like there's a giant leap in front of the Steelers.
No, not at all.
And it would be okay if they decided to take a step back. Like that's the part of this conversation that I think is so ridiculous. You have a draft next season that people are talking about. I know it's so early. We haven't even seen the college football season take place. People are saying there are quarterback prospects in next year's draft it's going to rival some of the great drafts of the past. Even go 3 years ago. You got 5 starters out of the first round?
Yeah.
3 years ago from the NFL draft? You don't even have to go back to what's the legendary one, 83?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the draft with Jim Kelly and all those guys, those great Hall of Fame quarterbacks all in the same draft class?
Yeah.
83 or 84, one of the great classes of quarterback history. So it's not even that, but it could be close. And when we look at next year's draft and the way people are talking about it, if you're Pittsburgh, could you sacrifice one season of 6 wins? Like, I'm not even suggesting that they be the worst team in football. Like, go out there this upcoming season with Mason Rudolph or whoever and win 6 games with the idea that you'll have a top 10 pick next year and you can select a quarterback for the future. Wouldn't a Steelers fan rather have that hope than the mediocrity of being around 500, hoping that Mike McCarthy can get the most out of a team that Mike Tomlin couldn't get the most out of, and they were just only a wild card team?
Okay. To the fans, maybe. To the fans who have been used to this mediocrity and you haven't really been able to accomplish anything real. You've made the playoffs a couple times, sure. You've been over 500 every year that Tomlin has been there, or not below 500 every time that Tomlin has been there, sure. I get it. But ever since Ben Roethlisberger has left, you have not won anything real. You could maybe sell that to the fans, to the thousands and thousands of fans that we saw when we were in Pittsburgh that showed up for the draft and made that draft amazing. However, with a new regime coming in, can you sell that to DK Metcalf and Michael Pittman, who you just traded for and gave an extension to? Can you sell that to Cameron Hayward? Can you sell that to TJ Watt? Can you sell that to Jalen Ramsey? Can you sell
All right,
that?
before you list the entire roster, I need to stop you. It doesn't matter. You don't have to sell to them.
It absolutely
they're
does.
football players.
No, it is. It's a group of veteran.
TJ Watt. Cameron Hayward is at the end of his career, so it's fine.
That's exactly my point.
TJ Watt is a player that, he's on the path of becoming a Hall of Famer for the Steelers as well. Outside of that, everyone else is interchangeable.
It's
football. You don't have
is,
to cater to wide receivers.
My point is that it's a group of veteran players who have minimal time left in their careers who want to try to win. And selling them on Drew Aller or selling them on Will Howard or Mason Rudolph when they have very minimal years left on their career, they're one hit away from being done or whatever it is, you can't sell that. And you would have guys requesting trades, you would have guys wanting out, and you can brush it off, whatever you want. You can't sell that to Pittsburgh Steelers players. You just can't do it.
See, I totally disagree with you. This isn't the NBA.
Okay.
Football players play football.
You can't sell a tank to a group of veterans.
You could tell me that maybe DK Metcalf is someone that wouldn't be thrilled. Okay, fine. One wide receiver. Chalk that up with a diva wide receiver.
Cam Hayward is a year removed from holding out.
Okay, but he's at the end of his career. You can't make decisions based on being afraid that the veterans on the team are being sold something. That's not running a franchise.
That's how the Steelers have operated for decades.
No,
that's how
they've always
operated.
tried to win.
But that's
how they operate.
Yeah,
they try and win.
Because they're trying to create, they're trying to hold on to something. And you can't tell me that walking into the Steelers organization, gun to their head, that they're going to say, oh, yeah, we're going to a Super Bowl this year with Aaron Rodgers and what we've got. No, they're not. They know that. You think Mike McCarthy's been in the NFL long enough to look up and down the AFC to say that we're the best team in the AFC right now? Absolutely not.
So what's the sales pitch there?
To say that they have
You're worried about selling to veterans on the team. Meanwhile, they know that they're not going to be good enough.
But this is what he has to do. This is the only way that the ownership wants to go forward. Mike McCarthy would know that the best path forward is to go with either Drew Aller, or what they should have done is signed Malik Willis or something like that and gone with that for a year and try to be bad for a year and go with someone else. The problem is you need to sell ownership on that, and you need to sell veteran players on that, and you're just not doing it. You're just not. You can't do that.
I disagree. I don't think that that's the case. I don't think that that's how you run a football team.
Well,
you
tell
don't
the
run
Steelers
it.
that.
But they're not sitting around going, how can we sell this to the veteran players?
You can't walk into a veteran locker room and say,
yes, you can.
That
happens all the time.
Here's a guy that we drafted in the third round.
It happens all the time in the NFL.
Not to the Pittsburgh Steelers, it doesn't. Maybe to the Arizona Cardinals, it does. Maybe to the Miami Dolphins, it does. Maybe to the dregs of the NFL, it does. But not to the Pittsburgh Steelers, it doesn't. It just doesn't. They're one of the best franchises, and they're one of the model franchises in the NFL. You do not do that to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay, you'll be 500.
Okay, then that's what they are. That's what they are.
Okay.
You can't.
I
I'm telling you.
I don't understand your point.
My point is that you had to make a decision here, and bringing in Mike McCarthy and doing it this way, you should have gone in and signed someone already. By bringing in Aaron Rodgers and waiting for him this long, you handcuff yourself. You should have gone in.
Of course you do. That's my point.
But
my point is they should have seen the forest through the trees, and they should have seen the bigger picture here. And the bigger picture is you're not going anywhere with him. So you should have just said, we're good. We don't need your services this season. We'll go it forward with what we have. We have a new head coach. And next year, if we do end up winning 6 or 7 games, we'll have a top 15 pick, and we'll take a quarterback then.
But what they have isn't good enough.
You set up your future.
What they have isn't good enough.
Of course it's not.
They should have done something in free agency and signed a guy like Malik Willis or something like that, or Geno Smith.
Geez. You can't sell me Malik Willis over Aaron Rodgers.
No. I'm not
Rodgers
trying
is a better quarterback.
That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to sell you someone on a bridge between this year and drafting someone next year.
I don't want to go on your bridge.
That's fine. Then you'll get dysentery and die.
I think your bridge is faulty.
No,
I think the logic here is flawed.
The bridge is faulty. The bridge is faulty because I'm trying to get them Arch Manning or Dante Moore next year.
Well, they're not going to be that bad.
Well, they'll be bad enough to get one of the top 5 quarterbacks next year with Malik Willis or Geno Smith. But instead, they're like, we'll just wait for Rodgers and be 500 again. That's what they're doing. But if you come in and say, we'll get Malik Willis, we'll get Geno Smith, we'll get a guy that maybe there's a glimmer of hope. What do you think the Dolphins are doing? The Dolphins are getting a guy that they gave way too much money to. I'll give them that. They did that. They paid him way too much money. But if Malik Willis works out somehow, they don't have to draft a quarterback. If he's really bad, then they're in a position where they can draft a quarterback. Same with the Jets. If Geno Smith turns out to be good, they don't have to draft a quarterback. If he's really bad, they've put themselves in a position where they can draft a quarterback.
Ian Rappaport posted this earlier today. Aaron Rodgers expected to visit the Steelers Friday and this weekend. Will likely play for them in 2026, sources say. He also adds this: a deal is not done. There is always caution until things are signed. But Rodgers planned to play for Pittsburgh, and these are the steps towards that end. He also adds that the Steelers gave Rodgers the UFA tender. That's considered a placeholder. Hard to imagine he plays for $15 million, which is why the deal must be worked out and finalized. But finally, a finality is coming soon, sources say. Ian Rappaport posting that earlier today. And then we also had the audio from the fan in Pittsburgh suggesting that this is taking place this weekend. Rodgers Fest in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
They've got a parade.
Let's go, people. Right down the river.
It's gonna be down one of the 3 rivers.
Sure.
They're shutting down the bridges again, like they did for the draft.
I don't think people are going to be that pumped. I just don't see that.
Nope.
And I think when you're right, when you look at the rest of the conference, the Pittsburgh Steelers are somewhere between 8 and 12 as far as teams. If you start stacking in your mind possible playoff teams for this upcoming season, You got 2 you know for sure in the West, maybe 3, right? In the East, Buffalo and New England should be considered. In the Steelers' own division, we talked yesterday about the strength of the schedule. Cincinnati has the 3rd easiest schedule in the NFL. So Cincinnati, Baltimore, both will be in the mix. In the South, you have the Texans. Jacksonville made the playoffs last year. I mean, at that point, I'm piling up. That's like 8-9 teams that I just mentioned off the top of my head before we get to Pittsburgh.
They're 10th in the conference in odds to win the AFC.
All right, right in the middle. I said 8, between 8 and 12.
At plus 2,200 to win the AFC. They're 3rd in their own division to win their division behind the Ravens and the Bengals. So if they can somehow muster something to get a wild card spot, they're plus money to win to make the playoffs right now at plus 145 to try to make the playoffs. I think they can still somehow get a wild card spot if everything goes right and everything stays healthy. But again, you're relying on a mid 40-year-old quarterback to stay healthy for an entire season, which he has, but you never know. And he hasn't been great. He's not the same Aaron Rodgers. He's not a guy that's going to throw the ball down the field the way he used to.
He's still a good quarterback, though.
He's decent. He checks down a lot more than he used to, and he's not the gunslinger that he used to be. He's not the same Aaron Rodgers.
It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Last night in the NBA, the New York Knicks blew out the 76ers, or their blowout streak ends, but at the end of the game, the Sixers didn't have enough gas. They tried to hang close as long as they could. They just didn't have enough. Is that a concern for the Knicks as the series shifts to Philly? And will Joel Embiid return in this series? We'll talk Knicks basketball coming up next.
The Astros have one of the worst records in baseball. And now superstar Carlos Correa is out for the year after 12 straight postseason appearances with 4 pennants and 2 World Series titles. Is Houston's dominance finally over? Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
Is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
I'm not worried about the New York Knicks. They win last night. You know, their blowout streak ends. It was a closer game than expected. The Sixers without Joel Embiid, they played a tough game. And you had great efforts from Tyrese Maxey, from Paul George. The Sixers just felt like they ran out of gas at the end. And so I think you can look at it one of two ways. You could ask, well, is this concerning for the Knicks because they were the Sixers were without Joel Embiid and they almost won. They didn't win. They almost did. Like, what does this mean now flipping the series back to Philly? Or you can look at it and just say, hey, you're not going to win every game by 25 plus. And just getting the win is good enough. It's all that matters. It's another on the, tally as far as trying to acquire 16 playoff wins in the playoffs to get an NBA championship. And now you're up 2-0, heading back to Philly. You have a really good chance to win this series.
The OG Anunoby injury is concerning. We'll get more news on that later today.
Yep.
If it's a prolonged injury, obviously, I think they can get past the 76ers depending on Embiid's injury. But even if Embiid does come back, how long can he play? How much can he play? Once we get that information, I feel like they can get past the 76ers. But if the Cavs move on, if the Pistons move on, can the Knicks get past that? And then without OG Anunoby, I don't think the Knicks have enough firepower to get past either team in the West, no matter who gets through the next series. Obviously the Thunder are going to get past the Lakers, and then who gets through now that series is moved on or evened up, between the Spurs and the Timberwolves. So as far as the Knicks go, it was a great game. It was back and forth, but like you said, just not enough firepower from the 76ers, and it was a late run. It was like a 9-0 run late in the fourth quarter, and that was just kind of it. And you could just tell the crowd, that Madison Square Garden crowd, just got way into it, and it was awesome, and it just took the 76ers out of it. Some key three-pointers by the Knicks, and that was it. And then Anunoby leaves the game. The Knicks just kind of run away with it, and that's the end of it. And then they go back to Philly. We'll see if Philly can respond. It should be a great atmosphere there as well. Philly's a great place to play. And we'll see what they can do if Embiid can return, how much he's capable of playing, when he can return, and how long he can stay on the court for. And I think the Knicks, being up 2-0, it's going to be tough for Philly to come back, regardless of how much Embiid can or cannot play.
Yeah, and, the concerning thing for yesterday was that Embiid couldn't go through shoot-around.
Yeah.
Knee or ankle and hip. That's why he couldn't participate in shoot-around. So, I mean, the fact that he couldn't even try to get ready for the game before they ruled him out. Like usually with stuff like that, you go through shoot around, you get to game time, you're out there with the warm-ups, and then it's like, can't go tonight. That would be a spot where if I'm a Sixers fan, I'd be like, all right, maybe he'll be back for game 3. Mm-hmm. But if he couldn't even go through shoot around yesterday and they ruled him out at shoot around, that's going to be a problem for the 76ers. You mentioned that Knicks crowd. I think I'm going to say that's the best atmosphere in sports when the Knicks are good. Madison Square Garden in the playoffs when the Knicks are good. Give me something that's better. What's a better atmosphere? And I would have to throw this out there. I think you have to remove football from the conversation because college football atmospheres
different.
That's a different beast.
You get over 100,000 people.
That's different. Like when you get a whiteout at Penn State for a night game, like you can't. That's different. Like you can't compete. But if you're talking strictly basketball,
okay.
I mean, Madison Square Garden when the Knicks are good in May, I don't know if you can find a better atmosphere than that.
Okay, you know what it is? You know what it reminds me of? And it's unfortunate we don't have it anymore. Because millionaires and billionaires always need more money and greed, is
the
old Warriors arena.
Oracle. Yeah, Oracle is pretty cool.
Oracle, when the Warriors were going through their run, that when they were...
That was a cool spot.
When Steph would hit a dagger, when they would go through that run, when they would pull away from a team.
The avalanche of threes would take place.
And you knew that it was over because it was
up for grabs.
And it was because the common man could get into that stadium.
Yeah.
And now they've been priced out, and obviously they're not as good anymore, so it doesn't happen anymore. But back then, and it's not even back then, it wasn't that long ago, but that's what this... At least the last few games, too, because they've been pulling away from teams and winning all these games by more than 25 points until last night. And even last night when they started to pull away. I mean, in last night's game, look at the fourth quarter. They won the fourth quarter 19-12 was that fourth quarter. That fourth quarter wasn't great as far as basketball goes, but it's all they needed. They won that fourth quarter by 7 points. That's all they needed. And so when they started to pull away, you're right. There's nothing like it.
It's pretty good.
Except for what I remember from when the Warriors were playing at Oracle during their run late in that Steph, Clay, Draymond era.
Yeah, I made sure I went out there for a game before the Warriors left Oracle and before the championship years were over. And you're right. It was like a concrete monstrosity. But the way the seats were angled and the way that it just was so compact, and you're right, it felt like common people could get in and enjoy a basketball game, and the fans were into it. Where you're right, now it's you got to be a tech millionaire, billionaire to sit courtside, and it's the Chase Center in San Francisco. It's not in Oakland anymore. The vibe is totally off for that. But you're right, Oracle, when Steph and Clay were winning their championships, that was a pretty cool kind of thing to see. And Madison Square Garden, when the Knicks are good, throughout the decades, it's always a really good, fun watch as well. Last night, also in the NBA, the late game, the Spurs blow out the Timberwolves 133-95. This is kind of what I think we expected heading into the series. I'm not going to put a lot of stock in the fact that the Timberwolves were just terrible last night. I'm not. They're going back home with the series 1-1. They got the win that they needed to take away home court advantage. And so now as it goes back to Minneapolis, this is a great series, and I'm cool with the idea. Like the Spurs showed up. We talked about the line heading into the game that it was expected for the Spurs to win big. last night, and they did.
Yeah.
So
they did.
I'm glad that the young team responded. Stephon Castle had a great game. Wemby played well. So the Spurs looked like the team that we saw in the regular season last night as well.
Well, you could tell last night that Anthony Edwards, the injury, playing 2 nights before, he was hobbled last night. Ayo Dosunmu comes back, hobbled, 0 points, only played 10 minutes, but when he was out there, you could tell, didn't have it, not the same guy. And even when Edwards was playing and he was out there, he wasn't as fast as he was going to the basket. The shot was still there. It was, some of them were falling, but you could just tell it wasn't the same speed. He wasn't as explosive. Everything just kind of wasn't there. It wasn't
off.
the same. And at a certain point, they were just going through the motions. I looked up at watching the game, like, there's still 7 minutes left in this thing. Like, can we have a running clock in this thing? Like, what are we doing?
Hand up. I turned into blue line Bleck in the fourth quarter.
When I looked down and saw that there was 7 minutes, I just went, nope, I'm done with this.
Started watching the Ducks and the Knights.
Yeah.
Well, that was the hockey game last night, right? Ducks Knights.
Yeah.
I think that the Ducks were up by 3-0 at the end. I think that was what I was watching. Yes,
yeah, they ended up winning 3-1.
NHL.
Yeah, they ended
in
up
the
winning
fourth quarter
3-1.
because it was such a blowout.
Yeah.
Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. So another storyline here in the NBA playoffs to this point. Tonight we have the Cavs at the Pistons game 2, 7:00 Eastern. Lakers Thunder game 2, 9:30 Eastern. Both of those games tonight. And a part of the conversation we've had here in the first and second round of the playoffs is players flopping, flailing, trying to draw foul calls from the officials. And part of that conversation has to do with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for the Thunder, because it seems to be the only thing he wants to do on a basketball court. Jaylen Brown had a live stream on Monday talking about Joel Embiid flopping. Jaylen Brown wants you, he wants you to argue with your grandma. I mean, Jaylen Brown has set the tone there. And we also, when we look at the conversation of this, Donovan Mitchell, after game 1, talked about the fact that in this matchup with the Cavs and the Pistons, perhaps Donovan Mitchell needs to start flopping to then get free throw attempts. Take a listen to Donovan Mitchell after game 1.
I want to separate this from the game. The free throw disparity is not why we lost tonight. I want to make sure I say that, but I don't know. I'm trying to get downhill, and a friend of mine got fined for talking about flop, so I'm not going to try to double down. But I feel like that's what I got to do at this point. I'm trying to get downhill, trying to get to the bucket, and people are in my way, and I'm trying to fight through contact, and I'm not getting these calls. I don't know why. I don't flop. Maybe that's why. And this isn't just a tonight thing. This has been the entire series, and it's frustrating a little bit, but because I'm such a dynamic driver, but I can't control that. So if I'm not going to call for me, I got to find a way to finish through that. But you know me, I'm never one to sit here and complain, and that's not why we lost the game tonight or whatever. But at some point in time, I feel like me getting to the basket's got to relate to something. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see.
So there you go, Donovan Mitchell after game 1. Was he talking about his friend, Jaylen Brown, who just fined $50,000 for calling out the refs?
Yeah, it's weird because I understand what he's trying to say, and I understand he's not, the foul discrepancy is not why we lost, but you're bringing it up. You're bringing up the foul discrepancy and why you think when you go to the basket, you're getting fouled, but it's not getting called. But when the Pistons go to the basket, they're getting called. But we know the Pistons aren't floppers. Go basketball. Cade Cunningham doesn't flop. Cade Cunningham is a good basketball player. Cade Cunningham is one of the guys, like if we had to pick sides here in if there was a civil war of basketball, he's on team not flop.
Yeah.
He's on the side that's going to say, no, we're taking a stand. We're going to go back to the late 90s, early 2000s of no flopping.
So who's the leader of the flop brigade?
SGA.
It's not LeBron?
Oh, LeBron's got to pick. Well, LeBron's almost out.
He's the king of the flop.
He probably is. He's probably...
No one goes down like a sack of bricks harder like LeBron just because he thinks it will sell a call, and then there he is. He pops back up. He's ready to go.
He's probably the one on the throne asking the younger ones to do his bidding.
What, wasn't LeBron the one that he went down and he's on the ground writhing in pain, and then he looked
up. He did the
his hands are covering his face, and then he looked around.
Yeah.
And the camera was directly in his face.
Yeah.
And it was like, so you're just always faking.
Which is what soccer players do all the time. They writhe around in pain, and then they look to see if no one's looking, they just get up and walk away.
Yeah.
Or as soon as they see the other player get the yellow card, they get up and they're walking like normal. So the Pistons,
king of the flop,
will be on the right side of history of non-flopping. So Donovan Mitchell, I understand what he's doing. It just seems like the wrong place and time to be doing this. You want to talk about the foul discrepancy and say we're not getting the right amount of calls? Do it. But don't say I need to be flopping.
Well,
because
let's
you're doing it against the wrong team. You just are.
Well, let's see if it changes tonight, because sometimes that stuff works. Now, as we said yesterday here on the show, you're a real nerd when it comes to NBA stuff.
Yeah.
When you know the officiating crews for tonight. Cleveland, Detroit, Zach Zarba is the crew. It's his crew that will be there. Lakers, Thunder, John Gobble. So there you go. Zarba's a good official.
Okay.
So we'll see if it tilts more in the hands of the Cavs. I would also say usually the whistle is heavy against road teams because there's a bias. The officials get influenced by the home crowds.
Okay.
So we'll see if that changes tonight for him.
Yeah, Zarba's got a good look into the camera when he announces.
Zarba's a good official.
When he announces a tech or something like that. Yeah.
Bleck Abdalla.
Challenge. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Pollen season is here, but a dirty car doesn't have to be. Wash it away with Tidal Wave Auto Spa for a quick wash and that clean car happy feeling. Find a location at TidalWaveAutoSpa.com. Are the Cowboys still doubling down after the Micah Parsons trade? We'll tell you about that coming up next.
One of the biggest question marks this offseason, Texans quarterback C.J. Stroud. After revealing a new look and a leaner frame, can the former number 2 pick return to elite status and secure a new deal? Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will be in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
Is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
I really like what the Dallas Cowboys did in the NFL draft. I thought the Cowboys had a great draft. And as we look forward to this next season, I think Dallas has a chance to make the playoffs. I think they're going to be one of those teams from the outside bouncing in the NFC. I know competition is going to be fierce, especially in their own division. But I think that the Cowboys are going to be way more improved this upcoming season.
If I had to pick right now, I might pick them to win the division.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think the Cowboys are going to be pretty good coming into this year. So Stephen Jones was on with Adam Shine on SiriusXM Radio. Take a listen to what Jones had to say about the Micah Parsons trade, and the Cowboys were not one player away last year.
You know, the decision we made was, that one player is not worth, 4 or 5 good ones. And we feel like that's where we're going to end up here and in a good spot. And, we had that opportunity there and didn't feel like we were one player away last year. But I certainly feel like we're putting the pieces together, to give us an opportunity to go do what our fans deserve, what we want, which is to go try and win the big trophy.
No, that's Stephen Jones talking with Adam Shine on SiriusXM. I don't disagree with the premise, right? Like, one player does not equal 4 good players. I think that makes a lot of sense, especially in football. Mm-hmm. With that said, Micah Parsons, when you say one player, outside of quarterbacks, there's very few who are on the level of Micah Parsons. I would argue, especially defensively. It's like one other guy. It's like Myles Garrett, and then it's Micah Parsons. That's it.
If Micah Parsons was healthy, the Packers could have made a deep run into the playoffs.
Yes, absolutely.
For sure, absolutely. So, Micah Parsons is definitely a player that gets you one player away from the Super Bowl. He's one of the players that when you give the stats when he was with the Cowboys on and off the field, top 5 defense when he's on the field. When he's off the field, worst defense in the NFL.
And same goes for Green Bay last year.
Absolutely. So, yeah, Stephen Jones, he's worth it. He's one player away, asterisk, he's the one player away.
Yeah, he might. Outside of quarterbacks, he's like one of the few that actually might be worth 4 good players.
Yes.
He might be the guy. Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. You can call or text the show at 310-840-4910. Abdalla, you saw something interesting in the Rolling Stone.
I saw this on RollingStone.com and in the publication that they still make, Rolling Stone magazine.
The magazine's still out there?
The magazine's still out there. Rolling Stone.
Newsstands everywhere?
Newsstands everywhere.
Really?
Rolling Stone put together a list just to piss me off
Really?
called the 100 Greatest Guitar Solos of All Time.
The 100 greatest guitar solos of all time.
Of all time.
Okay.
Number
All
100. AC/DC's.
Hold on.
I'm not going to go
give
through
us the entire list?
No. I'm not going to do that. They went through and they talked to a bunch of different music people, a bunch of music critics, a bunch of musicians, all this stuff. And yes, I will give you number 100. It is AC/DC's You Shook Me All Night Long.
All right, that's a good one.
It's a good one. It's a good one. I will. And but look, it goes through a bunch of these, and I have some omissions.
Do they go through 100 of them?
They do have 100 of them. They do. But like number 98 is from a band called Geese, who, if you follow music, they were like promoted through social media. They bought social media stuff to get promoted. And like, trust me, they
Bots.
don't.
It's easy to say. Bots.
In their new album, they don't have one of the greatest solos of all time. So, Chris, I will give you this.
Yes, Adam.
Number 5. I'll give you the top 5. Number 5.
Number 5.
Everybody knows number 5 from the band Van Halen. Eruption.
Okay. We love Eddie Van Halen.
Oh, we love Eddie Van Halen. R.I.P. in peace.
I'd say he's notably as like the greatest guitarist ever, right?
Oh, listen, he's top 3 and he's not 3. I'll tell you this.
Yeah, right. Like he's like the guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Like everybody knows this.
I like that. But
everybody
5?
knows this. Well, okay.
You asked me for my favorite, and this was in the running.
This is in the running. I would
5
say
is a little low, but okay.
I think it is too. Okay, number 4. Coming in at number 4 from Pink Floyd, Comfortably Numb. The solo from Comfortably Numb.
Interesting.
It's
good.
It's
a different vibe, though.
It is.
Right?
A slower song from The Wall. Okay.
All right. I'll respect it.
Okay.
No shade.
Okay.
Okay.
Coming in at number 3 from the Eagles, Hotel California.
Number 3?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay, it's very memorable.
Number 3, though.
Number 3.
Greatest guitar solos ever?
Greatest guitar solos ever.
It's a good one.
Of all time?
I'll say this. It's a good one.
Of all time?
Yeah, but okay. All right.
Of all time,
The
Chris?
top 2 better be good, then.
Okay, the number 2 one I feel like is a musician's guitar solo. Number 2 is a deep cut.
Oh, let me guess.
Number 2.
Something nerdy? Something real?
Well, it comes from one of the greatest. It's a Jimi Hendrix song.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's come from Jimi Hendrix. The song is called Machine Gun.
Okay.
And it was New Year's Day 1970 at the Fillmore East. So this is a live version of the song.
Okay.
And Trey Anastasio from Fish says that this is not only his favorite guitar solo, but has his favorite note of a guitar ever played.
Is that what's playing right now?
That note, this.
Okay.
This note.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like,
It's a hell of a note.
to have a live song
Yeah, I can see it.
in the top 5,
It's Hendrix.
it's Hendrix, but wouldn't you put,
You're very annoyed by this.
wouldn't you put a song that everybody knows?
No, because this is what a list like this is designed to do. This is the 100 greatest guitar solos of all time
I get
from
it.
the
But
Rolling
number
Stones.
7 was Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven.
Okay, that was one that popped up into my head. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
You haven't said Slash's name. Where's Slash at?
Number 11 was Jimi Hendrix's All Along the Watchtower.
Okay. Nothing from Guns N' Roses and Slash?
Not yet.
I'm just
Where's he at on
envisioning
the
young
list?
Abdalla jamming out in his bedroom to this and his dad coming, what is this you're listening
And the
to?
number 1.
All right, number 1. What do we have for number 1? This better
The
be good.
greatest guitar solo of all time.
Let's go. Number 1.
From 1984.
Number 1.
I believe he's the greatest guitar player of all time.
Ooh, number 1.
Prince's Purple Rain.
All right. Yes. Yes.
I love this song. I love this guitar solo. I think it's great. I think he's awesome. I think he has it's a great song. I just think that the greatest guitar solo of all time.
All right. So, full disclosure, I did not see this list before you brought it up to the show today. And you asked myself, Laura, and Raj to all pick our favorite guitar solos. Mm-hmm. And I didn't read the list.
Yeah.
I didn't look at the list. Okay. In my head, I had Eruption from Van Halen.
Okay.
I had Slash with Sweet Child of Mine.
Okay.
And I had Prince's Purple Rain. And I told you my favorite of all time is this song.
Okay, I love it.
Purple Rain.
I think he's the best guitarist of all time.
I think it's the best guitar solo ever.
I disagree. I just disagree. To each his own. Music is subjective. I get it.
And I didn't cheat. I didn't look at the list.
Raj, Parts Unknown, what's your favorite guitar solo of all time?
All right, so funny enough, I also didn't look at the list, and then I loaded it right as we started the segment, and I went with a Jimi Hendrix song as well. And when I saw Machine Gun was at number 2, I was like, oh man, I'm going to wind up picking one cliche. I did not. I went with another Jimi Hendrix song. And it was toast to me. I almost went for Sweet Child of Mine. I'm glad you mentioned that, Chris, because that was
okay.
Close
That's on the
for me,
list. That's actually the only. That's a Guns N' Roses song that's on the list. Yeah.
I almost went with that, but I wound up going with Jimi Hendrix, Voodoo Child.
Okay.
Oh, see,
right at the very start of the song.
That's a great one. That's a great one. That's a good one.
That's a good selection. And that's like Hendrix at number 2, and either Raj's selection or what the list had. That's good. Okay. All right.
That's a good one. Laura producing the show. Laura producing the show.
Culver City, California.
Culver City. Laura, do you have one? Do you have a favorite guitar solo? Do you have a favorite guitar solo?
Ooh, I don't listen to rock like that, guys.
So full disclosure, Laura texted us this morning and said she looked up her favorite guitar solos and they were all bass. They were all bass solos. So
she's a big fan of Flea.
She's a big fan of Flea. Yeah,
yeah. No,
she's a big fan of Flea and Les Claypool from Primus.
No, I'm a disco fan, so a lot of it was like fat bass lines.
Okay. Yes.
Like,
I got you.
Okay. So all right,
what's your favorite?
I of course have two.
You're the music expert on this show.
I of course have 2.
You got to pick one.
One of them was omitted. Okay? Not even on the list. Top 100, not even on the list. And this is mostly because of the build-up and the presence and because of the video.
What are you going to say? The bare naked ladies or something?
No, it's because of the video. The man is literally standing on a mountaintop as a helicopter overhead films him. It is Slash from Guns N' Roses and November Rain.
He's in the desert. He's not on a mountain.
He's on the top of a mountain. He's in the desert. He's on top. They're flying over.
November Rain is great.
How is this not even in the top 100?
November Rain is great.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Come on. And then the number 1 guitar solo for me.
You're number 1.
We go to 4 minutes and 49 seconds in to Lynyrd Skynyrd's.
Oh, yeah.
Freebird.
Freebird. Yeah.
America.
Yeah, Freebird.
Freebird.
Yeah, that's...
Come on.
You're right. This is one of the all-time great solos.
This was number 19 on the list.
19?
Come on. This is one of the hardest solos in the world to play.
All right, so you've got Freebird. Raj has Hendrix. I have Prince.
Also, this is part of a very emotional scene in Forrest Gump. This part.
Absolutely.
Yes,
with Jenny. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm with you, Raj. All right, so you can call or text the show, 310-840-4910. What's the greatest guitar solo you've ever heard? The Rolling Stone says number 1 is Prince, Purple Rain. That's my selection. Abdalla takes Lynyrd Skynyrd's Freebird. Raj has Hendrix, Voodoo Child. Good selections. I love that. Yeah. That's great. Text the show, 310-840-4910. It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports.
We're all in agreement. Prince was the best Super Bowl halftime, too, right?
Yes.
This is Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right, Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, SiriusXM channel 375, all of our great radio affiliates around the country. I'm Chris Bleck, along with Adam Abdalla, broadcasting live from downtown Chicago. We're on the air until 3 Eastern. If you want to join the show today, you can call or text the show at 310-840-4910. Hanging out with you for the next couple hours right here on Westwood One Sports. How about this? Drake May backs his head coach. Did you see the quotes from Drake May yesterday at the PGA Tour event?
Yeah.
In the Carolinas, that he is supporting his coach and that the off-the-field things that are taking place with Mike Vrabel at this time will not affect the New England Patriots, their quarterback, Drake May, and this upcoming season for now.
Yeah,
for now. I'm adding in for now. Drake May did not add in for now, but I'm adding in for now. They will not affect anything.
Well, look, he's going to be back in the building. He's going to be going through OTAs. I don't see a way how this will affect anything within that locker room or anything that takes place on the field. This is the organization that survived Spygate and Deflategate. You think that finger locking gate is going to affect this organization? This is nothing. This is nothing for them. Are you kidding me? This is so early in the season. This isn't even warranting an NFL investigation. This doesn't even affect on the field things. This isn't going to cost them a ring or anything. They're not taking away Drake May's cell phone for this like they did Tom Brady's. This is nothing.
Well, you don't want to see Vrabel's. I think there's going to be a lot of answers there. On
TMZ has gotten a hold of Mike Vrabel's cell phone.
I don't think you're going to want to see that. But the story is this. So Patriots quarterback Drake May, he was at the golf event. Let's see where it was. It was at Charlotte for a Pro-Am yesterday. The PGA Tour event is there at Qual Hollow. And so he spoke to the media on Wednesday following the Pro-Am of the event. And he said that Vrabel is a great human being. He also said that he's our head coach. He's done a great job talking to us and talking us through what's going on. And he looks forward to getting back at work and getting ready. And so Drake May does not think anything will affect what's going on with Vrabel in the day-to-day operations of the New England Patriots and planning football and getting ready for OTAs and planning this offseason. And whatever's happening with Mike Vrabel off the field, Drake May says it will not bother the players and what's going on.
He already addressed it. Mike Vrabel walked to the podium the day of the NFL draft, right before it started. We were there in Pittsburgh. He walked to the... You called it. You predicted the future. You said he's going to have to address this because...
What's a bigger cover than having the NFL draft take place in 20 minutes and speaking to the media?
Well, something you texted us last night. He walked to the podium and said...
I had to think for a second what I texted you guys, but you're right. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting.
He walked to the podium and he delivered a statement. He might have to, when we get to their next session of OTAs, address it again now that there are new things coming out about this every single day, and address this again. And he'll say, look, I know exactly what he's going to say. He's going to say, I'm addressing this now. I'll take your questions now. I am not going to, this is a family matter. This is a private matter. There's no NFL investigation. There's no team investigation. He didn't do anything illegal. No crimes were committed. Nothing wrong was done legally. His family, her family, that's a private issue. Nothing on the field was affected. So if you want to ask me about football, if he wants to pull a Belichick and say, whenever the schedule comes out, we'll find out who their first opponent is. We're on to whatever. Say that. And then only take questions about that. And he can do that, and I think he should do that.
I could go down that path with you. I think to this point, I think you're right. I have yet to see something that would suggest that outside of missing day 3 of the draft, even though he was in communication, they said he wasn't going to be in communication, but he was at a marriage counseling thing, but he was in communication with the picks on day 3. Outside of that, he has yet to miss anything that's affected football operations. So until that takes place, this is a private matter that is public, that is scandalous, and everyone seems to enjoy clicking and reading and following up on the stories about Rossini and Vrabel.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is to me. Like it's not even, oh no.
Oh.
There was more. Did you see the latest yesterday? Speaking of stories every day, something new. Did you see the latest story yesterday?
TMZ.
Well, I don't even know. Like, what's the timeline on? Years ago, Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel rented a boat together for 3 hours on a lake.
Hey, yo.
The two of them alone.
Okay.
And the reason TMZ knows this is because the boat company that rented said boat to them submitted to TMZ paperwork.
Man, y'all just making money off of this now.
Of Vrabel's signature and Rossini's signature on the waivers to rent the boat.
Y'all never heard of fake names?
Well, and then on top of it, the sleuths, the internet sleuths are out there putting together the timeline of when the boat was rented, and she was what, like 7 months pregnant?
All right.
What is happening?
They wanted to go on a little ride.
A tour.
Around the harbor.
They wanted to go on a boat tour.
Yeah, why not? What's wrong with that?
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
She wanted to be on the front of the boat. She wanted to be drawn like one of the French girls.
Okay. All right. I would... Okay, so, and then the other aspect of the TMZ story is that apparently those who worked there said that they asked for pictures with Vrabel, but then the two of them said that they wouldn't take photos together. Obviously. So she's not in the photos, but he is posing with the people that work at the boat rental place.
And now, see, that's the thing, though. The boat rental place is profiting off of this because you don't just give that to TMZ for free.
Can I ask you something, Abdalla?
Of course.
Why is all of this with the interlocking of the hands?
Finger locking gate?
The finger locking gate with Vrabel and Rossini.
Yes.
Why were they in public so much? If this was like, here's what I'm starting to wonder. Who knows? Like, to each his own. What if others were aware?
Yeah. Okay.
Like
so
other parties within the relationships.
Yeah. Look.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why were they so public?
I didn't want to say that. Since you brought it up first. I can't get in trouble.
Was there a pineapple involved?
No, since you brought it up.
Wait, is there? Are there keys being thrown into a dish?
On Bleck, if this gets
nothing. I'm just saying.
If this gets clipped, if this gets aggregated.
Well, you'd be the one clipping it.
No, not necessarily. There's awful announcing. There's all this other stuff out there. Chris Bleck of Bleck Abdalla brought it up first. The way you get ahead of this, Mike Vrabel walks up to the podium. I've got an open relationship. End of story. I'm out.
Yeah, right. Like,
deal with it. Deal with it.
They're all adults. It could go both ways.
Deal with it. We've got open relationships. Deal with it. Sorry. None of your business. Ask me about who's on our schedule first. The Ravens. We're on to the Ravens.
I'm only bringing this up because it does appear as if they made many ventures out into public together.
Yeah. Yes.
There's the photos of the bar, right? Them kissing at a bar. There's the photos of them at a casino. There's now photos where they rented a boat. They're in Sedona. Now, I get that resort was supposed to be like an exclusive private resort, but like there's a lot of them in public together. What other conclusion would you draw?
None, man. This is what I'm telling you. That's why I think that I mean, if you really want to get around it, like just say that. Even if it's not,
I think so.
Even if it's not true,
wouldn't that put an end to all of this? If they were like, spouses know, and then we're all good.
We out here.
Everyone's good.
We out here.
I just there's a lot of public.
It's not the first, and it ain't gonna be the last. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're renting boats and you're signing your names,
2026, there's
the boat rental place.
There's all sorts of stuff going on in the streets.
I mean, I'm just surprised that it's a lot of public action.
Yeah,
taking place.
Easy.
No, I'm like they weren't doing that. What is wrong with you? They weren't doing that.
Easy.
Come on now.
Easy. Well, there was that story.
I mean, it's just so like, and thank you, Laura, for the Titanic music with the boat there. It's fitting, and I don't know if, I just each day that something else comes out, like what's the next story? They were seen at Six Flags on the like on a ride together. Like what's the next one? They were at Epcot.
They didn't want the picture when you get off the roller coaster, but someone took the picture with their phone of the picture of them with their hands
Splash
up.
Mountain at Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
Like what's the next thing that's going to come out? Like I feel like this is a lot of stuff where it's obviously it was going on for quite some time, and they weren't just whatever was taking place wasn't just happening like in a hotel.
It's too.
You know what I'm saying? Like they were out.
It's two consenting adults. I don't understand. Again, also what I don't understand here in this situation is we always say the 4 letters. Why does the 3 letters care about this? Why does TMZ care so much about this?
Oh, because people are now all about this people are about the next thing. That's why it's scandal. It's a scandal.
This isn't compared to the other celebrities that they follow. This is nothing. They're no offense to Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini, but compared to the other people that TMZ, the clicks that they're getting on other people, this is a nothing. This is a nothing.
I think it was, but now it's a thing. I think now they're all about it.
I don't know, man. I think if you had to look at the amount of money they're paying for the pictures and the signatures or whatever compared to what they pay for other celebrity stuff, it is a fraction of what they're paying for other information to other paparazzi.
Do you think they're going around to every local business in Tennessee, like around Nashville, being like, "Did you see Vrabel out with the brunette?
Y'all got anything?"
Like to every local bowling alley?
No, I think that they are the ones that wait for people to come to them.
No, but this is now a story, so now they're all over it.
I don't think so anymore. I think that TMZ is big enough that they wait for people to come to them with information because that's how this started. It started with someone coming to them, and TMZ said, "No, we don't care. We don't care that they were finger locking." In Sedona, this isn't a big enough story for us.
It's still weird.
And that's why it went to the Post.
The finger locking is still weird.
That's why the Post was like, "We'll take it. We got nothing."
I know this is like a month into it, but like the finger locking is still strange to me. I don't get that.
I think that
it's a weird vibe.
I think that you were on something. I think that Chris Bleck of the Bleck Abdalla program was on to something.
They're just seen in public a lot. There's a lot.
It seemed like they did not care.
Raj mentioned this movie moments ago when we were talking about guitar solos. He mentioned Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
The two of them out in public is like going to turn into Forrest Gump. You know how Forrest Gump throughout the movie, he pops up at every big event throughout history, like every marquee event. Like it feels like every day there's something new. It was
the picture of LeBron and Wade when they were did the alley-oop shot.
They're in the second row. They're in the second row at a during the game. Like what else? Someone catches a home run like Shohei Ohtani, that classic game last year where he hit like 4 home runs in the playoffs.
They're in the shot.
Like the guy that catches the home run, Vrabel is sitting right next to him, and she's next to where else are they going to be seen next?
Well, they've already been memed onto the Coldplay thing. The Coldplay couple.
Yeah,
like they've been memed to that
moving,
a lot.
Except they don't care. They're waving at the camera. They turn around and they're on the kiss cam and they just don't move. That's the thing is it doesn't seem like it matters. And again,
well, I mean, who knows? No one has heard from her side of it.
But that's the other point of this.
That's the other aspect.
This whole thing goes back to, and what I told you about when he said he was leaving the team and the team said he was going to be on leave during day 3 of the draft. And I said, who cares? Because day 3 is meaningless, especially in this draft. This draft, day 3, is like the unsigned free agents of every other draft, basically. And we found out, even though the team denied it, that he was in communication with the team. And then the next day, he was back with the team. So you're telling me
he
that
spent 24 hours in Utah and then came back
with his wife. So you're telling me that everything's fine, that they went through this couples counseling in
Maybe
8 hours? Dude.
You don't know.
Come on.
You don't know. Who knows?
You'd be out on the street.
Yeah, I mean,
And
who
so
knows?
would I.
Yeah, I mean.
We'd all be out on the street.
We'd be here.
Well,
we'd sleep here.
Yeah, probably.
So we'd be. We'd just move into NBC Tower. There you go. Who's that in that room? Who's sleeping under the console at the yeah, we do that. About 20 minutes ago here on the show, we gave you a list from the Rolling Stone, the 100 greatest guitar solos of all time. Abdalla's pick was Leonard Skinner, Freebird. I gave you Prince's Purple Rain. The list had all kinds of different songs on the list. We asked you at 310-840-4910. You can text or call the show. What is your favorite guitar solo of all time? John in Connecticut, you're on with Bleck Abdalla. What's up, John?
Hey, John.
Hi, gentlemen. How are you? Good afternoon.
We're good, man.
Sports definitely important, but the top 100 guitar players beyond. I could not call in.
That's great.
You ask any of the top guitarists, and I mean this. You can look it up. You ask Page, Clapton, Roger Waters, pretty much a who's who. They all say Jeff Beck, and I haven't seen the list, but I'm assuming Beck has got to be on it because it's not just speed. It's innovation, and you can go to literally any song that he's done. And this is a guy going back into the early 60s. Sadly, he passed away a few years ago, but his stuff is remarkable. It really is.
John, let me tell you, number 20 on the list, Jeff Beck, Freeway Jam.
All right, number 20.
There you go. By the way, I enjoy your guys' show so much. If I may make a one holier-than-thou comment, Chris, you had mentioned that, this is the conclusion you come to. And the problem with all of that with Vrabel, it's not a conclusion. It's an assumption. It definitely ain't quote demonstrata errata. And that's the problem with all of this stuff. But other than that, and other than my holier-than-thou moment, you guys are great. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
the phone call. We go from John in Connecticut to Ray in Chicago. You're on with Bleck Abdalla. What's up, Ray?
Hey, happy Thursday, fellas. How you guys doing this week?
What's up, dude?
There's a lot. You guys have so much going on today. This is crazy. It's just I don't know where to start, but I was gonna go. I don't want to talk about Vrabel. I want to go back to Pittsburgh, if we don't mind, real quick. And
Sure,
Aaron
go for
Rodgers, which we know we can't stand him. He's a real, rhymes with Boosh and starts with the D. I think Pittsburgh in this situation, they're like your friend who's like in this basically toxic relationship and thinks that they can't do any better than this one girl. And he's just waiting on her to come back, hopefully, because there's a chance. Instead of just saying, hey, man, just go out and date right now. There might be something you might find, but, next year, you're moving, you're going to start new. You have all this opportunity, the draft picks, if they stink as a team. Like, there's so much better options for you out there, yet you're stuck waiting on this person who she makes you a little happy sometimes, but overall she's no good for you. She's leaving you waiting. You can't go out. You're waiting on the phone call. Is she going to call? That's my take on that. And really quick, the Vrabel thing, it's a mess. It's stupid, but I will say this. Well, the people I really feel bad for, to be honest, is if it comes out that he is the father of that kid, I feel bad for that kid. I mean, I do feel bad for the kid. Yeah, and something like that could maybe, if it gets blown out of hand, I don't think he gets fired, but maybe he steps down. You know what I mean? That could happen. But I'll listen to you guys. I love you all. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you for the phone call. Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Yeah, I mean, that kind of feels that way with Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're just waiting around, hoping that he comes back, that he wants to play for them. They didn't really have a second option moving forward into this season. So we'll continue to talk about that. And if you want to join the show, we'll continue to take your favorite guitar solo of all time at 310-840-4910. You can text the show at that number as well. How many losses will the Thunder have in this year's playoffs? If we set the over-under to 3.5, which way are you going? We'll talk about that coming up next.
Patrick Mahomes, ACL tear late last year. No playoffs in KC for the first time in 12 seasons. But now, Andy Reid says the three-time Super Bowl MVP is on track for OTAs. Could Mahomes really be 100% by week 1? Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Broadcasting each and every day from the great city of Chicago, it's Bleck and Abdalla hanging out with you until 3 Eastern. And now we go to Colorado, parts unknown, where we find Raj Sharon producing today's show of Bleck and Abdalla. Raj, it's now time for Over and Under with Raj. Hello, Raj.
Hello, guys. I've got the satellite internet rolling. We're out here in the woods. Hopefully I don't get eaten by a bear. And let's do some over-unders. We're going to start in the NBA. The Oklahoma City Thunder have not yet lost a game in these playoffs. They may not be favored to lose a game in these playoffs. So here's my question for you, Abdalla. The rest of the playoffs combined, over or under 3.5 losses by OKC?
Over. The Spurs will give, I think the Spurs are going to advance against the Timberwolves. The Spurs will give them at least a couple games. And then, assuming OG Anunoby is not drastically hurt.
Knicks sweep? Is that what you're doing?
No. No, I don't think they'll sweep the Knicks. I think the Knicks might get it.
I thought you were going to say the Knicks are going to sweep the Thunder.
No. No, the Thunder might sweep the Knicks, though. I think that they might lose 4 games. So I'll go over, but just slightly. Just slightly. I mean, they went 7 games against the Pacers last year.
3.5 is a good number set.
Yeah, a year ago, just if you want to reference, they lost 1 game in the conference finals to Minnesota, and they went 7 in the finals to the Pacers. They also went 7 with the Nuggets in the conference semifinals. So I'm putting them as in a more aggressive number than a year ago.
Yeah,
I'm going to go over, Raj, because I think the next series will go 6 or 7, and then the finals will also give us 6 or 7. Mm-hmm. So I think, however that kind of shakes out, maybe we get a LeBron game. Can we get a LeBron at home game? Game 3? Can LeBron pop 50 and give us something?
No.
Can we get Raj? Can we get a Bronny game?
Bronny?
Ooh,
Bronny
a
goes
Bronny-
for like 12.
A
He gives us
Bron 2
12.
Bronny game?
That would ruin the internet. Not I don't want to say break. Like people say that would break the internet. No, that wouldn't break it. That would ruin it.
But
That would ruin the internet.
A Bronny game's like 12 points.
No.
Right?
I want a 45-point night from Bronny.
I mean, they won game 1 by nearly 20, and Shea didn't get his normal whistle. So
exactly.
Yeah. All right, over to the NFL. We heard from Stephen Jones from the Cowboys earlier today. One of the big storylines last year, they were so good on offense, but they were just so bad on defense. So here's the number. Over or under 22.5 points per game allowed by the Cowboys this season. For a reference, last year they were dead last in the league at just over 30. If they could get to 20 points per game allowed, they'd crack the upper half of the league. So I'm basically asking, can they go from the worst defense in the league to the top 15? Over or under 22.5 points per allowed by the Dallas defense, Bleck?
I'm going to go over. So that would suggest that they don't crack it, correct? That based on this?
Correct,
So I'm going to go
yeah.
over. I think they will be improved. I do not think that they will improve that much. I think, to get to the 22.5, that's a defense improving by 7 points.
Yeah.
That's a wide margin. I think they'll be better. I don't think they're going to be that much better. So I'm going to say over that number.
Yeah. I agree with you. I'm just trying to look at something we had yesterday because they were up there. They had the 4th hardest schedule that when we talked about Warren Sharp's strength of schedule list yesterday. The 4th hardest schedule behind the Cardinals, Dolphins, and Panthers.
Yep.
And their win total's 8.5. So I would say I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go over. They're going to be improved. They're going to be improved for sure. But to set that number at 22.5 and to come in and to shave over a touchdown off of that number, that's a little bit much because you're banking on all the rookies to hit, all of your free agent signings to hit, and all that. So I'm going to go over. I'm going to say over 22.5 points per game allowed.
All right, guys, we're going to go back over to the NBA where we are now tied between the Spurs and the Wolves at 1 game apiece. We now are heading to Minnesota. Over or under 1.5 wins in the series by the Spurs in Minnesota. Are they going to get more than one game on the road, Abdalla?
Yeah, I think they will. I think we see somewhat, maybe not the exact style of results, but I think they split in Minnesota. And then I think they can get another game in Minnesota again. So I think that this is gonna be back and forth. This is gonna be a 6 or 7 game series. So I'm gonna say, yeah, they can. I'm gonna go over. I'll say over.
To win this series, they have to.
Yeah.
Right? Like, am I doing this right? I think they have to. They would have to win a game in Minnesota to win the series.
Yeah, they have to win at least one.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
So I'm gonna say yes. So I'm gonna go over. Although 1.5.
I mean, they could
wins-
get one in Minnesota and win the whole series in 7 at home.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
So
what
they
I'm
can still
saying.
win the
like,
series without winning more
Minnesota
than one
could
on the road.
win
I
their
don't. All right, so I'm gonna go
could win
under.
game 6.
I think they could get one on the road, but they're not gonna get 2. So I'm gonna go under, Raj.
And you're by that kind of saying Spurs in 7, I think. I think that's where you're going there,
because
Black.
I think, because what I was thinking is like, okay, they gave up the one home game in game 1, but if they win out their home games, it still puts them one shy. So they got to get one on the road to then win the series.
All right, guys, back over to the NFL. We talked this week a little bit about C.J. Stroud, his next contract. He's looking all fit and lean. I don't know if it means he's going to play any better. His next contract, is it going to pay him over or under? $51.5 million AAV. I have no idea what's going on with Abdalla right now.
What is Abdalla laughing
What's
at?
going
I have
on
no
with
idea.
Abdalla?
Raj, I did nothing.
I don't know. I just saw him keel over on YouTube.
No, I'll tell you, ask the question. I'll tell you what I'm laughing at. Just ask the question.
Okay. Over under $51.5 million a year for C.J. Stroud. That would put him into the top 10, just ahead of Jalen Hurts.
So I'm listening to our fine Westwood One Sports station, and when we go to break.
Are you listening to this show?
No. I'm listening to, it was Costos. I was listening to You Better You Bet earlier today.
Okay.
And every time we go to break, a promo plays, and it's always something that's on topic. It was like there was like a Carlos Correa, his torn his whatever.
Raj is the one making those.
I understand
He's
that.
writing them.
I
Raj,
know.
aren't you the one writing them?
I know.
Yes.
And I heard one today that was C.J. Stroud is looking lean and mean or something like that. It was so funny. And I almost spit out my coffee, dude. It was so funny. And when you read this question, it reminded me of it this morning. It was so funny. I don't know if Laura, can you have access to that? If you can find it and play it, I'll answer the question.
I think it was new look and leaner frame. I think might have been what we had.
Leaner frame. It was so funny. I know you write those, so props for writing it. It was just the way it was written. It was like he's got a new look and he's leaning. It was so funny.
Laura, do you have it?
I have to look for it. Hold on.
Okay, so I'll answer the question while you look
she's
for it.
looking.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It was great. So next contract will play over under. Jalen Hurts is at
51.5. Is he going to get top 10 paying QB?
I'm going to say over 51.5 million. Not by much. Jalen Hurts is a good bar to set. He's going to go over Jalen Hurts. I wonder if he waits to see what Baker gets. Because Baker's up 2. So I wonder if he sees what Baker Mayfield gets, how Baker performs this year. If Baker gets a deal before the year starts, if Baker is a free agent at the end of the year, to see what Baker Mayfield gets. I wonder if Baker is the bar to see what he gets, to see what CJ gets per year. But I'm going to go over. I'm going to
say under because I think the Texans don't have to move and they can just franchise tag him. And they can play it out that way. So okay. I'm gonna say under because I don't think that he gets that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go under, Raj.
Okay.
All right, here you go,
Raj,
Abdalla.
you got it?
Here you go.
Okay.
Here you go.
One of the biggest question marks this offseason, Texans quarterback C.J. Stroud. After revealing a new look and a leaner frame, can the former number 2 pick return to elite status and secure a new deal? Westwood One Sports.
And all I could think of was the picture that he posted this weekend. He's wearing a cutoff, a Soundgarden Super Unknown shirt, which is perfect because I don't know if he knows what he's doing, but CJ Stroud is the most super unknown of the NFL season. And he's curling like 20-pound weights.
Yeah, but it's not. Sometimes what that is
I
is
know.
it's a workout where you're.
I know what he's doing.
You don't put the weights down. For
I know what he's doing.
10 minutes.
I know what he's doing. I know what he's doing.
Do you? Do you lift, bro?
Yeah. Thanks. We get it. You work out, Chris. We get it. Everybody knows. And it was just the promo was so funny and so well written, Raj. It threw me off. Those always throw me off. They're so good. They're so good. Thank you, Raj. Chris, you already gave your answer. Raj?
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, next up, guys, we'll get her back on the rails with our good friend Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid will play over or under 1.5 more playoff games this entire postseason, Mr. Black.
Under. Ooh. Under.
I agree. Under.
I think
he's done.
I don't like the way it went down yesterday. I don't like that he was getting treatment for 24 hours before the game, and yet at shoot around he couldn't even. They knew he was out then. What if that's the case? And what are we doing? So then we'll have to wait today. It'll be like 5 o'clock Eastern, I think, when the Knicks and the 76ers have to release their injury report for tomorrow's game, heading into tomorrow. So we'll see what he's listed at. But I'm guessing even if Embiid does return for one game, you know how this goes with him.
Yeah.
He'll get banged up and then he'll be missing for more games.
Yep. If this was a
situation. I'm going to go under.
If this was a situation where he went through the shoot around and was ruled out before the game, maybe.
I would feel better about it.
But the fact that he couldn't even go through shoot around and then miss the game, no, under. I think he's done for the season. I think he's out for the rest of the playoffs.
And finally, guys, Aaron Rodgers allegedly on his way to Pittsburgh from who knows where. He will win over or under 8.5 games this season as a starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Abdalla.
I think you gave them. One more game.
I gave him a game.
They are in Vegas.
Is he going to be a winning quarterback, basically?
Yeah, they're 7, and I think their win total 7.5 in Vegas. I'm gonna go under.
Oh,
he's back with McCarthy, bro. Come on, man. This is your
McCarthy
guy.
Has nothing.
McCarthy magic. Here we go.
Don't get it twisted.
Like
Don't get it twisted. Do not get it twisted. McCarthy has nothing to do.
He's got bangers.
McCarthy has nothing to do with the ability of Aaron Rodgers' 44-year-old arm, okay? He has nothing to do with it.
Interesting.
McCarthy has nothing to do with his inability to throw more than 10 yards down the field. All right? If he would have been able to draft a quarterback instead of having to draft an offensive lineman where he could, maybe we're talking about Ty Simpson being able to throw down the field.
Oh.
So I'm going to go under.
I'm going to go under. Raj, I think you set the number correctly because I think it's 7 wins, and I think this is an under, and I don't see the Steelers making the playoffs. So that's my answer. Under. Surprised by Abdalla's answer there. Surprise.
One heck
I told
of
you
an
that Mike
over-under
McCarthy
today.
was brought in to do 2 things: court Aaron Rodgers for ownership and develop their next quarterback. That
Hey, Raj.
doesn't mean they're going to make the playoffs.
Did you know that we were hosting today with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander?
I never said they were going to make the playoffs.
Flopping all over the place.
I never said they were going to. You talk to me when your savior John Harbaugh makes the playoffs with the Giants.
Yeah,
when
what's the first?
When their quarterback can't talk because he's got 5 concussions in the first 4 games.
Yes. I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh.
Mike
I love
McCarthy.
the John Harbaugh, Mike McCarthy stuff. I love it. It's so good. That does it for one heck of an over-under today. Wow.
Yes. Thank you, Raj. Great job. Laura, great job. We appreciate you guys. Bleck Abdalla, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Save on commercial auto insurance from Progressive. Get a fast quote at progressivecommercial.com. Did the Bucks owner just tell everyone that they're going to trade Giannis Antetokounmpo before the NBA draft? We'll play you that audio coming up next.
The Astros have one of the worst records in baseball. And now superstar Carlos Correa is out for the year after 12 straight postseason appearances with 4 pennants and 2 World Series titles. Is Houston's dominance finally over? Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Milwaukee Bucks co-owner Jimmy Haslam talked yesterday to the media as the Milwaukee Bucks introduced their new head coach, Taylor Jenkins. He talked to the media, and he said that he would like the Giannis Antetokounmpo future situation sorted out before the draft next month. This is what Jimmy Haslam had to say to reporters yesterday.
just think before the draft is a natural time, right? Because you're going to, you know, if Giannis does play somewhere else, then we ought to get a lot of assets, and that's John's job to do it. If he's here, then you build the team differently. So, and I think that's also necessary. I just want to stress, though, that our relationship with him, despite what is reported by certain ESPN writers, is very positive.
Ooh. Shot at Shams. Sharania taking one on the chin there from Jimmy Haslam. All right, so here's the one thing that caught my ear when I saw this, and it should, if you're an NBA fan and you're trying to think, like, who's going to be available in this offseason, where could the stars move? With Giannis, we know how this kind of played out with the Bucks this last season. They were terrible. He then was injured and then wanted to play, but Milwaukee wouldn't clear him to play. So then there was a little back and forth on Milwaukee, not allowing him to play in games which they were trying to lose to then help their draft situation. The Bucks can offer Antetokounmpo a 4-year, $275 million contract extension in October. And if he doesn't sign that, he will become a free agent after next season. Mm-hmm. And that's why this is relevant this offseason, because whenever you get a disgruntled star on the last year of their deal, you then, as a team looking to move that asset, you'll get back less from those around the league because they know Giannis is leaving next summer.
Yeah.
Here's the flaw with what Jimmy Haslam said. Because the Bucks can't offer that contract extension until October, saying you hope to have a solution before the draft essentially is signaling that the Bucks are trading Giannis before the draft. Is there any way else to look at this situation than that? If the owner is saying, I would like to have a solution so we would know the assets that we're getting back before the draft, and the date when you can extend him and keep him around with the franchise isn't until October, doesn't that mean that Giannis is good as gone from Milwaukee?
Essentially, unless you're going to agree to something behind the scenes. The only way this works out is if you come to an agreement behind the scenes and say, this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to offer you. Here's the paperwork, whatever, the terms, and in October, come in, sign on the dotted line. But we know Giannis won't ever admit it, but his camp or whatever has said or told through sources, Haslam doesn't like it, whether he likes it or not, Giannis wants out. Giannis has not said it. His camp has told people he wants out.
Yes.
Giannis wants out.
That's what's been reported, yes.
He's going to another team, and Jimmy Haslam has basically said that by getting this resolved by the draft, you're going to get draft picks back that you can use this draft, next draft, and so on, because it's going to be a decent haul back for Giannis Antetokounmpo because he's one of the best players in the NBA. So if you can get that back and use those by this year's draft, which is a decent one, you're going to use those this year. So I understand what he wants to do, and you need to have that resolved. So we'll see what he can do by the time the draft rolls around here, which will be pretty soon here, which is way sooner than October. So I think they will move him, and I think they'll move him to a team that's usually rumored to get one of these players. The Heat, the Knicks, maybe the Warriors, one of these teams that usually always is in the rumor mill for these disgruntled stars.
And I believe this Sunday is the NBA draft lottery. Mm-hmm. So that's taking place this Sunday. I think it's taking place here in Chicago. Oh. And it will happen in between the games on Sunday at some point. I think it's like 2 p.m. Central Time. Okay. So it must be between the games throughout the day on Sunday. So we'll know the draft order after this weekend. One other piece of news in the NBA, Shams Charania also reporting right now that the New York Knicks, their forward OG Anunoby, is diagnosed with a right hamstring strain, and he will be day-to-day, sources tell ESPN. So that's the one to keep your eye on. He is now listed as questionable for Game 3 on Friday in Philly.
Good news. Good news for the Knicks. Good news for Knicks fans.
Day-to-day, yeah, okay. All right.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
Yes, thank you. We're all day-to-day.
We're all day-to-day, Chris.
Correct. Yes.
We're all living our lives day-to-day, trying to get by with bad hamstrings.
We're trying to. Yeah, absolutely.
Make sure you stretch.
Let me ask you this. Did you see this story? On 3, they're talking college football, recruiting, all that stuff. They do great coverage of the sport that we love, college football.
Yes, sir.
Did you see this story about Brian Kelly?
Yes.
Brian Kelly revealed that he is using AI So he's using Claude, an AI, to help him, quote, do his due diligence, preparing for answers that he would be asked the next time he is talking to athletic directors for the next head coaching gig he is trying to get. So Brian Kelly is asking AI for help to prep for the next opportunity that he will get as a head coach in college football.
Okay.
Your guy, Brian Kelly.
Okay, first of all, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you? There are very few people that hate comes to mind.
Oh, wow. You're going to say you hate Brian Kelly?
Dude, Brian Kelly, is one of the worst.
Yeah, he kind of stinks.
He's one of the worst.
He kind of stinks.
He's one of the worst.
Yeah.
And my favorite part is the graphic that On3 uses when they put this tweet out, is that it's Brian Kelly, of course, looking angry or sad, whichever one he is, wearing an LSU short sleeve quarter zip, and it just underneath it just says Claude in all caps, Claude. And he's if that's what he wants to do, you would think that Brian Kelly would just know what to say and be able to use his great resume that he's got of not winning anything, to go and be able to get a job.
I suppose that's a way you could use Claude or AI.
Ask it questions?
Ask questions and have it ask you questions that you would get in an interview-style conversation.
Sure.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, why? Sure. For all the other great uses that we have for Claude and for AI and everything else, how about Brian Kelly sitting down, talking to AI?
Yeah, it's that and, making pictures of coaches and reporters on a boat.
Is that what you're using it for?
No, that's not what I'm using it for. I feel like that's what other people might be using it for.
You can call or text the show at 310-840-4910. Bleck and Abdalla hanging out with you today here on Westwood One Sports. We had the list of the 100 greatest guitar solos from the Rolling Stone. We have a texter from the 903 saying Jimmy Page's Stairway to Heaven. Mm-hmm. That was on the list, right?
It was, yeah. It was high up there too. Or one of the top ones. I think it was in the top 10. I'm scrolling. Stairway to Heaven was number 7. Number 7 on the list.
We have a texter from the 615 that said, so you said November Rain, and November Rain was not on the list, correct?
Yes.
So the texter 615 said, yo, when Slash steps out with that Abe Lincoln hat, hair all over his face, looks nonchalantly over to the crowd, and then completely rips it, that was awesome. Slash is that dude. November Rain, of course.
I think that's why I like November Rain, because the guitar solo might not be the best Guns N' Roses solo. It might not be Slash's best solo. It might not be the best solo ever, but the moment, the build up, the way it ends the song, it's a 9-minute song. It's great.
How about this one? The first time this band will be named on Westwood One Sports, Mike in Detroit from the 734 says Cemetery Gates, Pantera.
It is on the list.
Is it really?
It is on the list. It's high up there. It's in like the 80s or 90s or something like that, but Cemetery Gates is on the list.
All right, so you can continue to text the show at 310-840-4910. It's Bleck and Abdalla. Will Aaron Rodgers tell the Steelers he's playing this weekend? We'll tell you next.
This is Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right. Welcome in. Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, Sirius XM Channel 375. All of our great radio affiliates around the country. I'm Chris Bleck with Adam Abdalla, broadcasting live from downtown Chicago. On the air until 3 Eastern, and then we'll hand it off to Jim Rome right here on Westwood One Sports. You can call or text the show, as always, on Bleck and Abdalla at 310-840-4910. Abdalla, this weekend, we may get an answer to one of the longest talked about stories here in this NFL offseason. No, not the one with Vrabel and Rossini and the boat and whatever's going on there. We're talking about Aaron Rodgers. He's expected to be in Pittsburgh. He's expected to tell the Steelers if he's playing this year, and he's expected to play this season for Pittsburgh.
Our long national nightmare.
Yes.
It's finally
it's
over.
Gas prices and is Rodgers going to play? Those are the two things we're all worried about right now, right?
And now we can move on to other conflicts, right? The other conflicts going on,
sure,
right? Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
Like flopping.
Yes.
Flopping in the NBA.
Yes,
That's next up on the agenda.
Yeah, yeah. This was coming a long time for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I feel like this is not only have they been waiting for this, but waiting to a fault for this. They should have done more with that quarterback room to prepare in case he decided not to play for them.
Sure.
They should have moved on and kind of forced another hand and said, hey, in free agency, if you're not going to sign with us right away, we are going to give Malik Willis a decent contract. We're going to give Geno Smith or trade for Geno Smith. We're going to do something else instead of making us wait for you to decide until May 7th because we're trading for Pittman. We're bringing in new offensive linemen. We're trying to make a run here. We're bringing in a new head coach. We're bringing in a new offense. It's not going to be new for you, but for everybody else here, it's going to be new, and we got to start. And you're being all wishy-washy, having late-night conversations with our new head coach.
Late night speaks.
And we don't want that. We want to start, and you're not being a part of this, and it's a detriment to the football team. And you and I were in Pittsburgh a few weeks ago for the draft. The fans don't seem to care about Aaron Rodgers. Not a one Rodgers jersey in the streets of Pittsburgh. Every other player, every other Hall of Famer, everybody else on the roster, not one Aaron Rodgers jersey was seen while we were there. I'm not exaggerating.
No, in the full disclosure is Abdalla, myself, Raj was with us. We're walking around downtown Pittsburgh, and Adam mentioned it to us day one. You said to us, hey, you guys notice that there are no Aaron Rodgers jerseys? And we're walking through the downtown fan festival area. There are bars, people are out in the streets are closed, and everyone that was participating in Pittsburgh for the weekend, NFL fans wearing NFL jerseys. Mm-hmm. And yeah, there were other teams represented, but for the most part, it was a lot of Steelers jerseys everywhere. And Abdalla looked to me and he said, hey, you notice that there are no Rodgers jerseys? And then from that point on, the three of us, Raj included, we're looking. I didn't see one Rodgers jersey. You're right.
And we saw random ones. We saw Byron Leftwich. We saw Juju Smith-Schuster.
Right.
We saw all sorts of them.
We saw ironically funny bad player jerseys, that stuff. We've seen that. There were no Aaron Rodgers jerseys.
I get it. He's Aaron Rodgers. He's coming in for basically a cup of coffee. He's coming in for a last year or two, and you don't expect to win anything with him, really, if you're a realistic fan. But at the same time, he is a quarterback. He is going to be a Hall of Famer, and
he can still play.
And I would have expected at least to see a kid, because kids want the latest
for the jersey thing.
Yeah, the kids want the latest player. The kids always want the newest, what they see the most.
I saw a kid with a Russell Wilson Steelers jersey on while we were walking. Russell Wilson Steelers jersey.
The kids always want whoever's featured the most. And when you see the quarterback on TV the most,
I know.
You're like, I want an Aaron Rodgers jersey.
No, for that team, it's TJ Watt.
Of course
That's
it is.
who you want.
It's DK Metcalf.
That's the jersey you want. Okay,
but a lot of fans want the quarterback. They want the QB, unless it's Rodgers.
Usually.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how this all started today. If we go to 93.7 The Fan in Pittsburgh, Adam Crowley had this report on Rodgers and the Steelers.
Aaron Rodgers expected to be in town tonight with the expectation of him signing this weekend. This is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
This is the real thing, folks.
Yep.
Not speculation. This is what we have been told and sticking to it. This weekend should be Rodgers' weekend in Pittsburgh.
So there you go. That's 93.7 The Fan in Pittsburgh. Rodgers' weekend in Pittsburgh. And then since that took place, since that audio was out there, Ian Rappaport from the NFL Network followed up with a tweet saying that Aaron Rodgers is expected to visit the Steelers on Friday and this weekend, will likely play for them in 2026, sources say. He then says, a deal is not done. There is always caution until things are signed. But Rodgers' plan is to play for Pittsburgh, and these are the steps towards that end.
Rodgers weekend. What are they throwing a parade because a 42-year-old quarterback who's going to get them to 8 wins or 7 wins is going to be there and hamper the progress of the organization?
Well, let's see. Let's do a quick Google. Let's go to the standings in Major League Baseball. Let's see. I mean, the Pirates are already 5 games back.
Okay.
In the Central.
We know the Penguins have been eliminated
although
already.
I'll say this, they're 5 games back because the Cubs are so good.
Yeah.
The Pirates right now are 20-17.
It's not bad.
The entire division in this Central is over 500.
It's really good.
The Cubs are 25-12. The Cardinals are 21-15. The Brewers are 19-16. And both the Pirates and the Reds are 20-17. So, yeah, I mean, I was going to make a wisecrack on the Pittsburgh Pirates, but their team is 3 games over 500.
Yeah, and that's your Baseball Minute here on Bleck and Abdalla here, brought to you by...
I'm just saying, you're asking, like, they've got, Rodgers weekend. What else is going on? Support the Pirates. Pirates have got...
Yeah, well,
right?
The Penguins aren't doing anything. So.
Well, I know. They're out. Yes, right. Correct.
Yep, okay.
I believe the Pirates are, let's see, this weekend they're in San Francisco.
Baseball,
so late night
baseball
games.
minutes over. I did the end.
I'm just giving you a little baseball schedule for you.
I did the out.
I
baseball
understand.
Minute. It's over.
People, maybe people are wondering because of Rodgers weekend whether or not they would have to clear the streets.
They
don't.
Move your cars off the streets. It's Rodgers weekend.
They don't. So that's the latest from Ian Rappaport and also from the Fan in Pittsburgh that Aaron Rodgers is expected to be in Pittsburgh this weekend, and the expectation is he will sign with the Steelers. Okay. You got Mike McCarthy. He's your new head coach. I don't need Adam to yell at us again like he has various times on this show. I don't think it's really going to work for the Steelers. I think Mike Tomlin's a better head coach. I understand why that is no longer a pairing, and I think Tomlin's going to be fantastic on TV. And he'll be coaching in a year or so anyway. I just don't see this working out where Pittsburgh makes the playoffs with the pairing of Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers. I just don't. Unless you tell me that McCarthy's going to come in and this offense is going to be top 5 and the Steelers are going to be scoring 34 points a game. And the way that they play is because Aaron Rodgers is on fire.
No.
And he is in the conversation for MVP of the National Football League this upcoming season. No. I just don't think that that's going to be the case. And so the Steelers will head towards more mediocrity.
No.
And that's what it is. Delaying the decision a year from now when Rodgers is done playing and you have nothing for the future.
No.
That's what it is you are delaying having to make the decision to then maybe for 1 year sacrificing being as good as you possibly could. So then in the next draft, you can draft a quarterback and then set your franchise up for the future.
Mike McCarthy can't control that Aaron Rodgers can't throw down the field anymore. He's 42 years old. He's going to turn 43 during the season. And last year, while his numbers were decent, he's not the same Aaron Rodgers. He can't throw down the field the way that he used to. He's checking down more than he ever has in his career. And that's not how you play in the NFL anymore. You have to push the ball down the field. You have to make these chunk plays. You have to be able to throw the ball 15, 20 yards down the field at a time. That's how the modern NFL is played. That's how these teams that are putting up these numbers and that are putting up these gaudy scores are doing it. And the Steelers are going to play an NFL offense like it's 2002, like it's the late 90s, early 2000s with Aaron Rodgers, but he can't play like that anymore. He doesn't have that ability. And look, whether it's ownership saying that this is what they want, or it's Mike McCarthy trying to hold on to something because he thinks he can win something with Aaron Rodgers, Mike McCarthy is still there to develop the next quarterback. And by bringing in Aaron Rodgers or hoping that Aaron Rodgers was going to come in, it meant that with your pick in the first round this year, you couldn't use it to move up and get Ty Simpson or draft a quarterback earlier than you did.
Right.
And develop and start that development this year. Or sign Malik Willis or trade for Geno Smith and be bad this year, or take a flyer on one of those guys. And if they work out, cool. And if not, then you're in a position to get Dante Moore or Arch Manning or anybody else. This has hampered your franchise once again, because guess what? Aaron Rodgers isn't bad enough that you're going to win only 3 games, but he's also not good enough that you're going to win 12 games. You're going to win 7 or 8 games. You might be a wild card team. You probably won't be. You're going to be drafting 17th, 19th, 20th, something like there. It's not going to be enough to get one of the top 5 quarterbacks that are going to be going in the first round.
No, it won't.
You might have to use some assets to trade up. You're going to be looking at one of the veteran guys that's moving around, and you're just going to be right here where you are before.
So that's the latest news. Aaron Rodgers is expected in Pittsburgh this weekend, and he's expected to sign with the Steelers and play for the Steelers this upcoming year. So we will pay attention to this throughout the weekend. We'll see if it happens. If it doesn't, that will be a huge story, and Pittsburgh is stuck. If that's the case, they would be absolutely stuck if Rodgers does not play. Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Can I ask you guys a question? I need you guys to help me figure something out.
Yes, of course.
Bleck Abdalla, Raj, Laura, can you guys help me figure something out? We've seen lately that ratings for sports for everything is up.
Yeah.
We saw the NCAA tournament, both the men's and the women's tournaments, ratings through the roof. People are watching the basketball, right? You know, we had this story last week that the first round of the NBA playoffs up big time. Huge numbers. The best watched first round in the NBA playoffs since 1993?
33 years, yeah.
Yeah, right? So 33 years for watching the NBA. This is from Front Office Sports. Major League Baseball is averaging 2.2 million viewers per game across national games broadcasted exclusively on ESPN, Fox, NBC, and Netflix. It's Major League Baseball's best such viewership mark in nearly a decade. Now, I also want to add, last year in the World Series, A, it was a great World Series, and B, the ratings were through the roof. They were awesome. And in fact, if you want to do the comparisons of the different sports, as of today, baseball is the second sport. As of today, the World Series outranked, ratings-wise, the NBA Finals. It was a great World Series. Toronto, LA, 7 games, and what took place in Game 7 was awesome. It seems, thank you, yes. It seems as if baseball is having a moment where we're May 7th. This is not when you watch baseball, and the ratings for baseball are up. So this is what I need help with. Everyone's watching everything now.
Yeah.
I thought because of streaming and because of all the specialized niche channels and streams and podcasts and all these different distractions on your device, I thought that no one was watching anything anymore. But it appears as if the only thing people watch in big numbers is live sports. All of it.
Yeah.
It's not just the NFL. It's everything. Isn't that great that baseball so far, after 1 month, that the numbers are the highest that they've had in a decade for the national broadcast?
It's awesome. It's awesome. Because it's the only thing. Sports are still the only thing that can take your mind off of stuff. It is the only thing that can...
Well, it's not scripted either.
I was going to say, it's the only thing that's real. Whether you like reality TV or not, it's not real. This is the only thing that's real. And it helps that baseball is in one of the best places it's been. You have tons of marketable stars. It's early, so yeah, some guys are hurt, but for the most part, no one's really injured in the NBA.
Good teams in big markets.
Exactly.
New York, LA, Chicago.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen Atlanta has been very good as of late. Seattle, yeah, good call, Laura. There are very prominent cities being represented by good baseball teams. The games are snappy now. Mm-hmm. You know, you're looking at a baseball game. If it goes beyond 2.5 hours, that's a long game.
Yeah.
These days, I mean, baseball has really done a lot to help itself in the last couple of seasons.
I think that the changes that have been made to, and now the most recent one is the challenges that you can make to the strike zone.
Tap
the helmet is great too. The pitch clock was a great innovation too. And I think that every change that has been made has worked so far. Like they haven't done anything wrong, except for what's coming.
Wait. What do you mean? What? They've got something new midway in the season? Something to look forward to?
No. This is all fine and dandy.
Yeah, it's good. Baseball's having a moment.
Yeah, until it's not.
Huh? What does
that mean?
Yeah, what are you doing?
What do you mean? What do I mean? There's not going to be baseball next year. Enjoy this.
Come on,
guys.
Enjoy this. Enjoy this. Enjoy this right now, guys.
You
enjoy your Cubs. Enjoy your Braves. Enjoy your Mariners. Enjoy your Dodgers.
The Dodgers.
Because next year.
What about the Yankees?
Enjoy your Yankees. Enjoy your Mets. Maybe not the Mets so much.
What about
enjoy your
the
Phillies.
Red Sox
enjoy
firing
whoever
their
you like.
manager? Come on.
Enjoy whoever you like right now. Because at this time, May 7th, I highly doubt we're going to be playing baseball. We're going to be breaking down. We're going to be breaking down the NFL more than we ever have before. Because you're going to be loving basketball because it's going to be the only thing on.
If there are no baseball games
and hockey, it's going to be the only thing on. Ratings for basketball are going to be through the roof. Ratings for the NHL playoffs through the roof.
If there are no baseball games, that could affect the ratings of baseball games. That could affect it next year if they're actually not being played, to your point.
Just saying.
No.
I'm just saying. Y'all thought I was saying like a rule change is coming?
No. Adam Abdalla.
You stink.
I'm just letting you guys know.
Laura, hit the Randy Newman. Come on.
No,
hit it.
Listen, hey.
They're pumped.
But the
Dodgers are a dynasty.
But the point is this. The point is this. Why are they waiting? It's May 7th.
What do you mean they're waiting? They're playing this season. What are you talking about? Why are they waiting?
Why are you not? Why aren't there constant Why are you waiting?
Are you reporting that they're not having talks?
Are they talking?
I don't know.
No, they're playing.
Honestly, I'm not paying attention to it.
You should be.
So I don't know.
You should be. This thing ends December 31st, the end of the year. This thing's over. Figure it out. Because if you lose a year, it's going to be the worst thing that's ever happened to baseball.
Why don't you send a message in to your guy, Manfred, and you give him a note that you want him to figure it out.
Fault.
Come on, Abdalla. Take the initiative.
Go tell him you want it figured out.
Not my problem.
What do you mean? You're the one yelling at us about it.
They know about it. I'm not the one that that's billionaires fighting with millionaires. Not my problem.
You thrilled our fans.
Jeez.
They gonna break me off a piece of that million? Do I get some of that? Do I get a share of the revenue?
I apologize to the audience for even bringing this up.
Just saying.
I thought I was not expecting that. I was
Bleck
just
was
trying
like the
to
happy
appreciate.
guy. Listen to this great story. Everybody's enjoying
this is cool,
no,
man.
you got to remember, man. You guys are on the boat fishing. You guys are in the water playing, not thinking about Jaws coming for you. You got to remember, the shark is out there. It's gonna bite you, and we're not gonna have baseball for a lot of the year next year.
So you're the mayor. Are you the mayor, or who are you in Jaws?
I'm the one that's warning you about the shark.
And I'm the one telling everyone to get onto the beach and go into the water,
like,
and
no,
everything's okay.
It's
Everything's
fine.
4th of July.
Don't
We're open.
worry
Here we
about
go.
it. There's nothing out there. There's blood all over the
Into
place.
the water, kids.
No, don't worry about it.
Wait, Jaylen Brown talked again? What is going on? Andy's going after Stephen A. Smith?
Are the other guys there?
Jeez. All right, we'll hear from Jaylen Brown coming up next.
One of the biggest question marks this offseason, Texans quarterback C.J. Stroud. After revealing a new look and a leaner frame, can the former number 2 pick return to elite status and secure a new deal? Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
Is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
I know this is not how you're supposed to host a radio show, but what Raj just said to us in the commercial break before we came back is one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life.
They're in love.
And you guys are referring to there's now another video of Rossini and Vrabel.
But wait,
not another video.
more.
There's a video.
What the hell, guys?
We got a video from the boat.
It's a video of what?
So we talked about how there was the new evidence in finger locking gate between Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini is someone had evidence of them renting a boat.
Evidence? It's not like a court case.
It could be. You never know.
Oh my God!
And
Let these people live their lives.
It was them. It was like signatures of them renting a boat. His signature, her signature. But there were no like pictures or video. Now
there's
TMZ
a video?
has obtained the video of them on the dock.
Jeez.
On the dock, a very pregnant Diana Rossini.
Well, yeah.
What? She is.
Yeah.
How else would you describe her? And it's just that it's less than 20 seconds of them walking on the dock.
Walking down the pier?
Walking down, yeah.
To the boat?
I wouldn't even call it a pier. It's a dock.
Okay. And Raj, I'm gonna what you said right before we rejoined the network here is you were like, they're in love. The way you said
Guys,
it,
they're in love.
This is romance.
That's romance.
They're in love.
What?
Okay, now to be fair, in this video, at least what they're showing. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
I'm just saying, dude, I've never taken my wife on a boat trip. Like, I feel like I'm not, holding up
You
my I
haven't
interlocked
you gotta take
fingers.
the lady on a boat trip?
I haven't interlocked fingers. I haven't done anything.
I don't see any
Like this.
finger locking in this video. I don't see any there's no hugging, there's nothing. There's nothing going on in this video.
They're just boating?
They're just on the dock. They're not even on the boat.
Awaiting a boat.
They're walking to the area where the boat could be.
Is that the question of the day? Have you ever gone on a boat?
Excuse me?
Have you ever gone on a boat with a lady?
Yeah, I've been on a boat with a lady.
Well, Raj was just saying he's never done that.
I'm not. I feel like a bad husband. Like Vrabel's treating Rossini
Well,
better
Raj,
than I
Mother's
treat
Day
my wife.
is Mother's Day
There
is
you go,
Sunday.
Raj. Sunday.
Yeah.
Get the boat
I gotta
ready.
step up now. Maybe
Parts
we'll just start with some
unknown.
interlocking hands.
Yes.
Get the boat ready.
Easy.
Get the boat ready.
Yeah, I mean, get the boat ready. All right. So what we were planning on talking about.
Very pregnant.
So Jaylen Brown is he's back on the stream. This is his thing now.
All of them or just Jaylen?
I don't know. I didn't see the video.
I only saw Jaylen. I only saw Jaylen.
Okay.
And I did not see
His
the background
crew wasn't
crew.
with him.
I didn't see the crew.
his
They may
crew?
be working. He was getting subs though. You'll hear it. He was getting subs, so it was working.
So here you go. Jaylen Brown is on the live stream again, and he made news on Monday because he was on the live stream while the NBA playoffs are taking place after the Celtics lost to the 76ers on Saturday. And so, some of the comments that were made from the first live stream were kind of taken, and the way it kind of sounded like to me was that he liked this season more. He said it was his favorite season in the NBA. Mm-hmm. And one of the conclusions you could draw from that is that Jason Tatum wasn't healthy this season. He wasn't there for most of the season. And Jaylen Brown got to be the alpha, the lead dog, the big dog on campus. Like he was the guy. And what I said to you the other day is it gives vibes of Scottie Pippen in 1994. That was the year that Michael Jordan went to go play baseball after his father's death, and he was not with the Chicago Bulls. Mm-hmm. And that season, Scottie Pippen was an MVP candidate. He had the Bulls playing good basketball. They go to the playoffs. There was a whole scandal, or not scandal, but there was an issue that took place at the end of a game because Phil Jackson drew up a play that wasn't for Scottie Pippen, so Pippen subbed himself out of a game, and Tony Kukoc hit a game-winning shot against the Knicks. It was a big deal, right? And then Jordan returned. And Scottie since then has been kind of sour, especially as of late.
Oh, yeah.
He is very sour that Jordan gets all the credit for the way that the Bulls played in the 90s. This feels very much like that. Like, Tatum wasn't around this year, and Jaylen Brown got a taste of being the guy for the team that had success. That's what it feels like to me after hearing him speak on Monday. So Jaylen Brown jumped back on the stream, and he clarified that he wants to stay in Boston.
A lot of stuff swirling around the Celtics and the organization. Hate that our president of basketball operations even had to respond to this. Me and Brad have a great relationship. I love Boston. If it was up to me, I could play in Boston for the next 10 years. I'll say it again. I hate that Brad even had to respond to this. Like I said, me and Brad had a great relationship, and I can play in Boston for the next 10 years. I love Boston.
All right, so that's Jaylen Brown. He also goes on to double down on saying that this past season, a season where the Celtics lost in the first round in Game 7 against the Sixers, that this past season was his favorite NBA season.
I say this and I stand on this again, and y'all can clip this up. This was my favorite season of my career. Like, I will say it even louder. Like, I stand on it. I triple down, quadruple down, whatever y'all want me to say, chat. You know what I mean? And I'm coming on here to give context and talk about certain things, but I'm really not here to clear up no backlash or to, I'm really here to add context, because a lot of people in the media and or social media don't always kind of select to use their brain.
Did he add context to that? Why was it your favorite? Why was it your favorite season?
No,
why was it your favorite season?
I like the final thought there. People select to not use their brain.
Okay,
that's what he said, right?
But why was it your favorite? Why was it your favorite season?
So that's Jaylen Brown. Now, he was referring to Brad Stevens, who reached out and had a conversation with Jaylen Brown. This is Brad Stevens to the media saying that he talked to Brown after his comments in the live stream.
I talked to Jaylen Monday a little bit after he just real quickly and was nothing but positive. He has not expressed those frustrations to me. We've been here 10 years together, and I do think that, obviously I love JB and everybody around here loves JB. And, I think just like any of our other guys, as we get to the end of the season, I'll be here and my door's always open. And if anybody ever wants to come in and talk about their team, their place, whatever the case may be, I'm all ears.
So there you go. Brad Stevens, executive for the Boston Celtics. He just won the Executive of the Year in the NBA.
Good for him. Congrats, bro.
All right. I mean, there's also like Stephen A. Smith is on First Take today talking about Jaylen Brown. And Jaylen Brown's on social media. He's on Twitter. And this is what he posted earlier today. Let's see. At 1:41 Eastern. This is what Jaylen Brown posted on Twitter. It's a segment of Stephen A., Michael Wilbon, and Kendrick Perkins talking about the fallout after the Celtics were eliminated. And the chyron on the bottom of the screen says, Jaylen Brown addresses fallout after elimination. And Stephen A. is talking, and he says that Jaylen Brown needs to be quiet unless you're trying to get traded, is the quote. Jaylen Brown quote tweets that and writes, I'll be quiet / stop streaming if you, quote, be quiet and retire. Let's give the people what they want.
Woof.
Whoa.
Smoke.
Jaylen Brown now going after Stephen A. Smith. So that's not going to be the end of that.
No, of course it's not. Look, I think you need I think he should have added context to this is my favorite year, because if he simply would have said, I said this was my favorite year because I like the way that we rallied as a team when Tatum was out and when Jason was out, we came together as a team.
Didn't he kind of say that in the first place?
Yeah, look. And
on
that's
Monday?
Yes, and that's what you say. We rallied as a team. Everybody thought we were going to be horrible and miss the playoffs. And congratulations to Brad for winning Executive of the Year, because everybody thought that we would be horrible, but we ended up being second in the East. And yes, it didn't end the way that we wanted it to, and we ended up getting bounced in the first round. But look at what we accomplished. Jason came back and he gave it his all. And I love my teammates and I want to be here for 10 more years. And he said all the right stuff. Just say it, like, add that context again, even though he said it again on Monday. If you want to add context to whatever you want to, just say it that way and clear the air and say that. And you're saying all the right stuff. Like, he's saying all the right things. I don't begrudge him for that, because the way it was taken at first was that the way you said it. He's Scotty to Michael. Is that he?
Well, I think that's how a lot
is Robin to Batman.
I don't think I'm the only person that took it that way. I think a lot of people are taking that way.
Exactly. And
and you can fill me in. You're much better on the analogy here because it's one of your favorite shows. But did you see what Bill Simmons suggested? That it's the Stringer Bell situation from
The Wire?
From The Wire.
Yeah, like, I can see that because he wants, look, if it's,
Like, he got a taste of being the guy.
Yes.
And then the guy showed back up.
The guy showed back up, and he wants to be the guy again.
Right.
And listen, you got to put.
And, like, that's a great analogy from Simmons.
Sometimes you got to do things to take your turf back or whatever. So, yeah. But that's fine. Look, both guys can coexist. That's fine. Coexist. And that's what they have done. And look, you won an NBA Finals together. You can easily get back to the NBA Finals next year.
Oh, yeah. If Tatum's healthy, they're the best team in the East.
Okay. So I think that they can both be two great players. No one has to be Batman to a Robin. I think that Jaylen Brown just got better this year.
Bleck Abdalla, sponsored by Progressive Insurance, protecting your business vehicles 24/7. See if you can save at progressivecommercial.com. Who is the most overrated player in the NBA? The Athletic asked the players. We'll tell you who the response is coming up next.
Patrick Mahomes, ACL tear late last year. No playoffs in KC for the first time in 12 seasons. But now, Andy Reid says the three-time Super Bowl MVP is on track for OTAs. Could Mahomes really be 100% by week 1? Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
Is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Check out the podcast on Apple and on Spotify. Also, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Exclusive content posted there. YouTube, Bleck and Abdalla Show. Check us out on YouTube. Thank you to Raj and Laura for producing today's show. Jim Rome and the Jim Rome Show is coming up in 16 minutes right here on Westwood One Sports. Who is the most overrated player in the NBA? The Athletic sent out a player poll. So the players voted on who the most overrated player in the league is. Coming in with 12% of the vote, by far the most out of every single player in the league, is Alfred Sengun from the Houston Rockets, which does not surprise me one bit.
Okay.
Because, and this is why. And I usually dislike players like this because I like guys that work hard, that get back on defense, and that they don't complain to the officials. The only thing Sengun does is he openly complains to the officials constantly.
Yeah, he does.
Constantly.
He does.
And I think that's why when you see the number, that 12% of the vote went to him, it's obvious that the other players don't respect him because the only thing he's doing is complaining to the officials.
Yeah, I'm surprised that number 4 wasn't higher, Karl Anthony Towns.
Oh, okay. All right, so number 2 on the list was Rudy Gobert. Number 3 on the list was Trae Young.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Karl Anthony Towns was number 4. Paolo Banchero was number 5. And Ja Morant was number 6.
Yeah, not surprised.
Yeah, I mean, Ja's definitely fallen off.
Yeah.
Banchero, PB No J.
PB No J? Well, that's why No J.
Yeah, so he's there. Karl
Overrated.
Anthony Towns, you're right. Karl Anthony Towns is like, and Rudy Gobert, that's not fair.
No, it's not.
He's the best defensive player in the league.
Exactly.
That's not overrated.
Oh, do you know what that is? Jealousy is a stinky cologne, my friend.
Because he got paid.
Exactly.
He got a lot of money.
Jealousy is a stinky cologne, my friend.
Tonight's games, game 2, Cleveland, Detroit, 7 Eastern. And then the Lakers and the Thunder, 9:30 Eastern. Both games on Prime Video tonight. Just giving you a warning.
I know.
They're both on Prime.
I know.
You can be okay with that?
Yeah, I'm fine where the games are. I'm just not fine with the overlapping games.
Well, okay. Well, they're not really going to overlap tonight.
No, I know. Tonight it's fine. Yeah.
I mean, they might, but
a little bit. It's
but
okay.
you should be good.
I should be okay.
Can the Lakers even keep it within 20 tonight?
No. Early, because when the game starts, they're tied.
And that is our Lakers Thunder preview.
And that's your Lakers Minute.
Yes.
Here, brought to you by...
Luka is out tonight. Same with... what's so
you
fun
said
about
that like people were wondering.
Well, I'm just saying Luka's out and Jalen Williams both out heading into the game.
Yeah.
We'll also see if Luke Kennard can play tonight. He's questionable. And Jared Vanderbilt is listed as doubtful for the Lakers. So, yeah, LeBron's going to have a superhuman effort tonight to try and keep it close with the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. You can always call or text the show at 310-840-4910. Earlier today, you saw this on the Rolling Stone. The best 100 guitar solos of all time.
Yeah, Rolling Stone talked to a bunch of guitarists, a bunch of music critics, a bunch of music writers, and they came up with the 100 best guitar solos of all time just to piss me off.
Whoa.
Because, well, look, they're
you don't
not.
respect the critics?
They're not. No, they're not. Because, look, number 100 is, I'm not going to go through 100, obviously, but AC/DC, You Shook Me All Night Long, that's a great guitar solo. It's not 100. And
it's pretty good, though.
It's great. And
It's
number
pretty good.
98 is from a band called Geese, who had bots. They paid for bots to boost their popularity. They're not number 98 when some of these great solos were omitted.
Explain to people why that's a thing. What is that?
They paid for a company, and the company used bots on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok to say that they were popular.
It's artificial popularity.
To say that they were popular and all that kind of stuff. So let me give you who Rolling Stone named, because we love rock music and everybody loves these solos. So, number 5.
Best solos of all time.
From Van Halen.
Number 5.
Eruption. Everybody loves this.
Eddie Van Halen.
Should be higher.
You could argue he's the greatest guitarist of all time.
Easily. Top 3, and he's not 3, I would say.
Yeah.
Maybe not top 1, but he's not, probably top 3.
He's in the combo.
Yeah.
And I think what's so distinct about Van Halen, and Eddie Van Halen specifically, is the moment he starts playing.
You can tell.
It sounds different than every other guitarist you've ever heard in your life.
You can absolutely tell. All right, number 4.
Number 4.
From Pink Floyd, Comfortably Numb.
Okay. All right.
A little slower one.
Yeah. All right.
It's a good one. Anybody that has said Pink Floyd today that has texted us or on YouTube, Bleck and Abdalla show on YouTube, has said Comfortably Numb. So, to be fair, everybody likes this one.
Yeah, we had a texter earlier from the 770 who had who said that? His number 1 guitar solo was Pink Floyd's Comfortably Numb.
Number 3. I hate the Blanking Eagles, man. The Eagles, Hotel California.
What's wrong with the Eagles?
It's from Big Lebowski. Don't worry about it.
Got it.
Don't worry about it. Everybody knows this song. Everybody knows this solo. It's long. It's a long song.
It's great.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's just
it's not the top. It's not the third best.
It doesn't register on my list of the great solos.
No, when you've got Stairway to Heaven is 7th, and you didn't put this one in the top 3.
Stairway to Heaven is 7th on the list?
Yes,
okay.
it is.
Right.
Yeah. Coming in at number 2.
Number 2
is Jimi Hendrix.
All right.
However, it is a live version of a song called Machine Gun that was played by, obviously, Jimi Hendrix in 1970 on New Year's Day at the Fillmore East.
Were you there?
I was not. I was not born yet.
Okay.
Fish's Trey Anastasio said that not only is this his favorite guitar solo, but includes the single greatest note, which is this note.
Okay.
His favorite note ever played.
It's a hell of a note.
So at least Jimi Hendrix is in the top 5, but again, you picked it's very niche to pick a live version of a song.
Yeah.
It's we're going to prove to you that we're writers and we're critics and this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And number 1.
I know more than you do. So I'm going to give you something that you don't know as familiar. Yeah.
Exactly. And number 1, not my favorite solo, but I will agree, the best guitar player of all time.
Okay, of all time.
Of the best guitar player of all time.
He has the number 1 solo as well.
He has the number 1 solo, not my favorite solo. Prince's Purple Rain.
Okay, yeah. Prince, Purple Rain. Love it. Yes.
Look,
come on, this is an all-time classic solo.
It's a great song. It's fine as a solo. He's got much better ones.
You're defeated on this.
He's got much better ones, man. There's just he's better than Prince is better than this.
Yeah, but the groove of this song, it hits. This is an all-timer.
There's just better ones. There's just better ones. So yours is.
So you asked all of us on the show.
Yes.
Before we got to work today.
Yeah.
To submit our favorite song.
Yeah.
And I said mine was Prince.
Yeah.
Purple Rain.
Yeah.
And you were so mad that I said the song that's number 1 on the list. I didn't know.
You like Guns N' Roses. I figured you would have picked a Guns N' Roses song.
No.
You might have picked a Metallica song because
No.
Metallica's 1 is featured on here.
Okay, yeah, that's
There are Guns
good.
N' Roses. Sweet Child of Mine is featured on here. Raj, what did you pick? Raj, in Parts Unknown in Colorado, what did you
Hendrix,
pick?
Voodoo Child.
All right.
Voodoo Child.
That's a great one.
See, that's a great pick. See, that's a really good one.
Great
I
one.
like that.
Great one. We asked Laura.
Laura, wait, what is Laura going to select?
Laura?
And then I said, I only know fat bass lines.
She only knows bass. She only likes funk and disco, and so she only likes bass. So
okay, all right.
That's fair. So I was upset because I think guitar solos are of the moment as well, and they need to highlight the song and when a song builds. So I was upset that out of 100 songs, one of them that was omitted was the fact that Slash walks out of this church in the music video, and there's a helicopter sweeping this shot.
All-time video.
And it builds up in this 9-minute song. It builds to November Rain.
November
and the
Rain's
solo
great.
by Guns N' Roses is so good.
It is great.
It's not his best. It's not Guns N' Roses' best, but this is such
pretty great.
a good solo.
And it was right in that period where Axl Rose wanted to become Elton John, so he was playing the piano.
And they hated each other.
Yeah, it's great.
And he was just like...
They were on drugs.
And he was like, you know what?
Rock stars.
Screw you. This solo is going to be so good.
There's nothing in my mind more rock star than this music video.
It's so good. And my favorite solo of all time.
All right, what's yours?
Number 19 on the list. 4 minutes and 49 seconds into Lynyrd Skynyrd's Freebird.
Freebird, yes.
One of the hardest solos to play. It's so good. You know it instantly. It's awesome.
Wait, you play guitar now?
No, I've dabbled.
Oh, okay. I like how all the other ones you don't say anything about it, but this one.
I have a
this
guitar.
One's
I
hard
have
to
a
play.
guitar and I've dabbled.
This one's hard to play, but all the other ones.
If you listen to the rest of it, it is insane.
No, of course. I have respect for it. I love it.
I'll tell you
it's
this.
Great.
November Rain is hard, but the Prince one, out of all of his songs, is one of the easier ones.
Wow, look at you.
Just saying.
Abdalla, better than Prince.
No. God, no. Are you kidding me?
Clip that.
The greatest musician of all
How about
time.
that?
Prince, the
Y'all
greatest.
clip that.
Prince is the greatest musician of all time. Absolutely not.
But when he plays the guitar, it's
No. He's the greatest guitarist, greatest musician of all time. Absolutely
It's
not.
nothing.
No.
From the 847, Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah, okay.
There's a name that we left off. Layla in, let's see, the solo.
Okay, so all right, I like that one. I'm trying to see if that one made
That was from the 708?
The top. I don't see it in the top.
Let's see, Tim from Boise. He says, Ozzy, No More Tears.
All right, Crazy Train made the list at 17.
So some good ones. You can keep texting us at 310-840-4910. The 100 greatest guitar solos of all time. Prince, Purple Rain is number 1. I also selected it as my favorite solo. I was leaning either that or Van Halen or either Slash. I think those are the 3 best. I didn't think Freebird. That's a good call.
Freebird, man.
And I love that the U.S. teams using Freebird for goals being scored in hockey and everything. So keep them coming, and we'll respond tomorrow as well. Bleck Abdalla, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Jim Rome and the Jim Rome Show is coming up next.
This is Westwood One Sports.